Fearless leader.
Missing Rune, and Donar said he might be a bit.
And Tarun's not coming. Blaze said he has the paper due, so he's not gonna play.
Alright, so we're 3 and soon to be 4.
Yeah. So we'll start as soon as I'm ready. Session 12.
Yeah, watching the recap, we used the recaps, like the written ones, twice last session to look up stuff that we knew.
Nice.
Good shit.
I'll have to figure out a better way to gray out people on the stream, but oh well. Not that big of a deal.
Can't you just put it like a tint to one of our, like our card and put it like green, gray
Yeah.
or something?
Well, I think is that most of it is, yeah. I just don't have time to do it right now. Right now I just basically have their a gray tint on their token, which still doesn't make it easy to see, but oh well, it's gonna have to be good enough.
It'll do.
Yep. Right. I think someone wanna remind everybody of what happened last week or 2 weeks ago, whenever we last played. I think I'm ready as we're gonna be.
Tetsu, you got this.
Yeah, we wrapped up Goblin Village. Headed back from that.
That's one way to put it.
I mean, we did wrap it up into a nice little ball.
And then throw it however many feet.
It was like a mile or something.
It got the old cashew on the penis.
Okay. Never
Oh
heard
my
that expression.
gosh. There we go.
Dane Cook jokes.
Hmm.
Then we were headed back, and we ran into like a half dozen dinosaurs, and we stuck them in the face.
We did fight a werebore as well,
Oh, right.
and we got the horn. Oh, and we picked up Vorn on the way, of course.
Yep.
Oh, yes, the horn of possible self-destruction.
Yes. Although on 2 point, it's not too bad. Because you half damage, and then you can absorb elements too.
Yeah.
I don't know, do you get to pick the order? Because then you'd be better off absorbing and then sending half the damage to the... What's the wording on each?
Shield Guardian magically bound to the amulet. As long as the Guardian and the amulets are on the same plane of existence, the amulet's wearer can telepathically call the Guardian to it. The Guardian knows the distance and direction. Wait, that isn't the right part.
Oh, yes, we also have Stompy the statue.
Mm-hmm. I think the sharing happens before.
Yeah.
Is the reaction to absorb,
Yeah, it's
a
part of-
reaction to taking damage. Well, not that it's a big deal. At the end of the day, you're still taking a quarter damage. The golems take, the guardians half quarter.
I know there's a rule somewhere where it has the order of how you do it. I think the resistances are the last thing to be done. Like you'll half and do anything else before you apply resistances.
Well, the resistance is on a reaction, so the reaction is when you take damage. But before you take the damage, it's split.
Okay.
So I think, even if that wasn't the case, you take the reaction after you took the damage. Agree?
Yeah. Well, we'll figure it out if the time comes. If time comes,
let's see
we'll make a
blows up.
a decision. But yeah, it's pretty much what happened, and I think we ended right after you guys fought off the Allosauruses.
We did.
Yeah, it doesn't... Looking at its description, it doesn't say anything It just says if an attack threatens to injure the wearer, the construct can magically absorb the blow into its own body, even at a distance.
10d6 though. Oh, it's just to you. I thought it was an area for a minute.
Nope. It's just him.
Well,
And I'd
Perfect.
assume I could cast Absorb Elements to absorb that damage. To reduce that damage so his health
Okay.
gets brought down less or something. I don't know. His name is George.
it's like middle name.
Vorn George the Shield Guardian.
The second.
Alright, so you guys just finished fighting the Allosaurus. This happened late in the day while you were traveling. You were probably looking for a nice place to make camp for the night when you stumbled upon them.
Give me a sec.
Sure. But you do make camp. The night ends. You guys go through the normal watches that typically do. I'll pull that up since it's been a while. Well, they're still here. So, yeah. So, is Tyrone with you guys? No.
I mean, he wasn't
No.
last
Yeah, he
time.
didn't make it last time. So no. So Conrad is first watch, and then 2 you have second watch. Tetsu and Mush for the third watch, and then Ebb for the fourth watch, because Donar is
Not here
not with the party.
yet. Also, Vorn on all the watch.
Yeah,
He doesn't need to sleep, does he?
probably not.
Because he's
He's
got
Construct,
construct.
yeah. But the night goes without incident, and you guys wake up the next morning, refreshed, ready to continue heading south towards Mbala, the unknown
Can I ask you a
place. What'd you say you taken?
On the map, there's like skulls and crossbones, and then there's like little mining icons. Are those significant?
I don't know.
I thought we had established that the skulls didn't mean anything. Or am I crazy? I only really see one of them.
I suppose we'll find out.
Yeah, there's just one. The mines are all along mountains.
But yeah, you guys haven't had any interactions with either of those things.
Gotcha. What direction were we headed when we wake up in the morning? Is it like just generally south to Mbala, or were we headed?
I believe that was the plan.
Okay.
Yeah. Unless you guys want to change your minds, but we're only 3 days away, so I mean.
Yeah, I'm down with the straight south plan.
And if ever we veer off course, we'd at least get another hex, right? Lord.
True.
So, traveling the next day, how fast do you guys plan to go?
Normal, right?
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay,
I already rolled my guidance.
awesome. Get some of this ambience in here. Alright, let me scroll back down, because I was researching. At 3, and let's see. Conrad's doing the navigation along with Mush helping him out, I believe.
Yeah.
I'm back.
Okay. Yeah, so this day, it's a relatively peaceful day. Rains in the morning, it's a little hot, a little muggy. Then it clears up towards the afternoon, and you can start to see the sun peeking through the canopy of the jungle as you guys are traveling south. And I actually don't know if it would be straight overhead, or... Oh well, that doesn't matter. Yeah, you guys continue traveling south throughout the day, heading towards Mbala. So let me go ahead and remove this hex for you guys and move you down there. And the day goes without incident. Is there anything you guys want to be doing while you're traveling?
Suppose the standards still apply. You know, reapply the bug spray.
that.
research for any rations or?
I have a question. Have we, when we did the Allosaurus, we slept that night in that hex, right? So I should have deducted another 5. 5. And then another 5. I'll look for food as well.
Is everybody level 4 now?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm 2-2.
Okay, cool. Yeah. Sorry, what was that survival roll for, Eb?
Food.
Food. Okay, yeah. Go ahead and give me a d6 and add your wisdom to it. And that'll be how much food you find during your travels for the day. Nice. So you're able to find 6 pounds of food, enough to feed the entire party. It's not super great food. It's probably some roots, maybe a small squirrel you guys get to roast when you guys get to camp. But it's enough to fill you up and nourish you and keep you going for another day. And the day goes without incident. You don't run into any encounters. It's a nice and peaceful day. You make camp.
Can I have been using the jug to oil up the shield guardian?
Sure, just to
Not
like stop
like
him from
flavor,
creaking, or to help with his ancient gears. Is that what you wanted it for?
Yeah, I mean we can't do any more beer because we're full.
Oh, okay.
So.
Means you gotta have a party.
We got 20 gallons. That's plenty enough for 5 people.
But yeah, sure, definitely. You can definitely be doing that. But you make camp. You guys, everybody's wearing bug spray, I'm assuming.
Yep.
You have your water that Ed provides for you, and he got you the food too. So you don't have to worry about that.
Eb's the real MVP.
Yeah.
I just hit stuff with my sword.
I'm the support character. I take care of the food, water, and the healing.
Delicious.
What's your survival modifier? Oh, 4. So that's. I'm sure you have a crap ton of rations, right?
Me?
Yeah, everybody.
I have
The party.
22.
22.
Oh, I think everyone like had like 15, and I had like 30. But now I'm down to.
Okay, well, you guys can probably find food most days. And of course, you have water taken care of, so you don't even need to worry about that. How about we just say, just for simplicity's sake, and so we don't have to keep rolling for it and worry about it, every day you'll just mark down 1 party ration to account for the food for the whole group, and we'll just assume everything else was found.
Cool.
And then however like whatever bug spray you're accounting for, we'll still mark that down.
Okay.
Just to make things simpler and easier, since that's not really that much of an issue anymore, you guys can find your food. And then if we get to the point where we're running low and you want to try to start rolling for it again, we can do that. But this is just to hopefully speed things on along a little bit and to
Streamline the.
yeah.
Okay, you guys are moving another tile.
Yeah, exactly. So this day, don't even worry about it. You got your food, but we'll start that the next day. As the night passes, typical watches, and you get ready to travel for the next day. You had a completely encounterless day.
Another.
Nice. Just gotta make sure I make my notes, because otherwise I will most definitely forget stuff. Normal pace, and that's a same modifier. Okay. Oh, interesting. I like this. This is nice. So you guys wake up the next morning, feeling pretty good after the previous day traveling without any issues. But as you guys wake up at their normal time, probably towards dawn, you realize it's much darker than it should be in the morning. Like you look around and it's just there's nowhere near as much light as there usually is when you guys wake up for the day. And you look up and you see the sky is just covered in dark, deep black clouds just all around you. And probably another 15, 30 minutes later, it just starts pouring rain to make it so you can barely see very far in front of you. And as you guys start walking, it kind of wears you down a little bit. You can try pushing through this, or you can hold off and wait it out. Whatever you guys would like to do. It's a monsoon, a torrential downpour that's more rain than you guys have ever seen in anywhere.
It's the second one in like a week. Jeez. Alright, I guess we're bunkering down again.
Have you guys run into this before?
Yeah. 2
Yeah.
days ago.
Cool.
3, maybe.
I mean, we have Vorn now, though.
Yeah, but exhaustion though.
We could have him carry us.
Would that work, Rob?
I don't fucking know.
Because he's immune. He's immune to exhaustion.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah, he's got condition immunities to exhaustion, and his strength is 18.
What's his carry capacity? He's large, so
Yeah.
Ton.
let's figure that out.
But it's also
15.
the matter of if he can carry, if he has like the space on him to carry all of you guys.
Probably not
Yeah,
all
well.
of us.
Just drag you guys behind.
540.
Yeah.
So that's at least 2 of us.
Yeah, so you can carry 2 of
Alright.
you guys. Well, that's perfectly fair. He's a large creature. He can carry 2 of you.
Right now, is it just the 3 of us?
Well, no.
I'd assume
Moosh-
that the other people are actually there. Let's just hunker
Moosh
down.
is still with you, and Conrad's still with you.
Yeah, let's just down.
Okay. Can someone roll a d4 for me? This is you guys will travel the rest of the day after it lets up in the afternoon. You can continue traveling on, and travel for the rest of the day. And again, not encounter anything else. You're pretty soaking wet, but as you continue moving, and the rain lets up to just a nice light drizzle. It's much more pleasant than the torrential downpour from before. You guys probably hunkered down under a tree, a few of you underneath the Vorn, trying to just stay out of the pelting rain, and you probably had to dodge a few trees as they get struck by lightning and come crashing down. But you continue traveling on. Holy cow, did Tennessee lose in basketball? Looks like they did. That is awesome. But anyway, separate. Doesn't matter right now. Day passes without any other wildlife that you guys encounter. It's another peaceful day except for the monsoon. So you can mark down the usual things for the day.
Can we just like tally all the rations on a single person so we don't fuck up? Everyone tell me what they have and I'll add them to mine.
I've got 9 left.
Okay, so wipe those out. 31. Okay.
Alright. Got an 11.
11. 42. And for now, we'll stick to that. How's that? Okay. So 41. Okay.
Great.
Yeah. You threw one of those nuts at the werebore.
And I think he threw another one at the statue, didn't he?
Yeah,
I think
he did.
They're like his detect traps and angry people.
I'm just imagining him getting like a nat 20 on a sleight of hand check for that and just knocking someone out with the nut.
Nut snipe.
Just boom, headshot.
Seems legit.
Alright, so the night passes. Is that can you roll another d4 for me for your guidance as the next day comes? Continue with the same Conrad navigating with Moosh helping. Another good guidance roll
3.
as you guys continue traveling. Okay, now I changed up the encounter table So far I've got nothing, so let me make sure I actually did it right. Okay. Alright, we're Gucci. You guys have just been lucky, I guess. As you continue traveling south, this is a nice day. It doesn't rain at all. So you guys you stay dry throughout the day. You probably start sweating a little bit, but about mid-morning, the wind starts picking up, and it actually starts blowing pretty strong. So you have to fight against it a little bit as you were traveling, but it does help cool you down and give you some respite from the hot sun. You do that.
Got him.
Nice. As you guys continue south, again, a peaceful day, no encounters. The third day out from when you guys are traveling, as you continue south. Ugh, there we go. Got it. I'm good at this. Okay. So again, just mark down your stuff, and we'll get on with the next day. Hopefully we'll have something interesting happening, or you guys just hit Imbala, as you guys want to continue heading south, right? Okay.
Yep.
Yep.
Do we know anything? We know about an old lady.
And actually, probably about towards the end of the day, as you guys are camping, you see to the south of you, maybe a little bit to the west, you see a huge outcropping. A huge outcropping of rock that's probably a couple thousand feet high, that just protrudes up out of the jungle ahead of you. And you probably saw it for a few days, but it just seemed like a bank of clouds or something on the horizon that just wouldn't move for some weird reason. But as you get closer, you are able to make out there is definitely a very large cliff face, not just completely blocking your path, kind of off to one side, some huge plateau high above the jungle, over to your what seems to be the southwest from where you are right now, southwest.
I'm guessing that's our destination.
Something interesting. It's probably based on rumors. You could probably assume that's Imbala, or has something to do with Imbala. So if you could give me another guidance roll, and I'll roll the next day's stuff. Nice. Hopefully that's good enough. It is indeed. So you continue heading south, but you do realize that you weren't exactly where you thought you were. You veered a little bit east, so you were actually over there, and not.
Damn it.
Where you thought you were. So you lost a little bit of time, but you're able to continue on. So I'm just going to do that.
Do we get?
Not that it really matters. It's probably a better way to do this if this would let me select the right token. There we go. Okay, so yeah, now you guys are there at the end of this day. As you as Conrad and Moosh pause and get a little bit of their bearings, and Moosh starts looking puzzled after you guys get closer and closer to Imbala, and he looks at the map and where your position is, and he realizes that you guys have veered a little bit too far east from where you should be. But this day is much. You're able to get to where you want to go with the help of Moosh and Conrad. Oh, and something happens. Look at that. A couple things happen. So, morning comes as you guys are traveling south, and you come across first you probably smell it. It's just this really bad smell of death. As if something died recently. As you kind of continue on and get closer, you see flies flying around above some kind of body up ahead of you. Excuse me. You see the sun's glinting off some kind of helmet on the head, but you can't make much else. We can't make out much else from where you are. It's probably about 50 feet away from you guys right now.
Divine sense.
Okay. And that's how far? 60 feet?
60
okay,
feet.
You do not sense any undead or any of the other celestial fiend, I think.
Yeah.
Yes, you do not sense any of those within 60 feet of you.
Probably it's just someone who died in the jungle. We should still approach with caution.
I'm gonna have George move halfway between us and it.
Okay.
Does anything happen?
Nothing happens.
He's like super stealthy now with his oil.
I mean, he doesn't creak, but there's still kind of like a crash. There's a good crunch every time he walks.
But he's a well-oiled machine.
He is indeed. But he gets about 25 feet away from the corpse, and nothing seems to happen.
Well, can I check to see if someone's like trying to ambush us around, like use the corpse as a distraction?
Sure, go ahead and give me a perception check. You could probably just use your passive, but yeah, good enough. It's a little better than your passive. Looking around, as you listen out, pause, get a feel for your surroundings. You don't get that sense. Like the jungle seems normal. There's the normal bird sounds and sounds of the jungles that you guys have been hearing for the past few days as you're traveling. There's not like the absence of noise that you guys noticed when you were being ambushed by the goblins. Everything seems normal.
All right.
I'm gonna move towards the corpse and have Vorn staying right next to me as I do.
Okay. You do that.
And I want to take a look at the corpse without actually touching it.
Sure. As you get closer and look at the corpse, you see that there's actually two corpses there. One kind of underneath the other. The one on top is the one that you see has the glittering helmet, and on the helmet is this orange fist with like streaks coming out of it, some kind of symbol. And looking at him, he's wearing leather armor. He's got a few weapons. Who knows how old they are, but a couple spears attached to his hip. And then as you look further down, looking at his the rest of him, his legs are horribly mangled. You can see one of them's kind of bent to one side, the other is just crushed. But then he also has a couple like straps around his shoulders that you would think would normally be for a backpack, but then you don't see any backpack behind him, or any backpack on his back. Instead, you see another body underneath him, also attached to these straps. This one doesn't seem. This body, you see pretty clearly how this one died. Their throat is completely ripped open. Their legs are fine. They seem to be walking. They still have the same weapons, but their throat has just been ripped open. There's blood and a small little puddle on the ground. It's probably dried by now, actually. But you see the blood stains on the ground directly beneath his throat.
Hey, is that
there is there a size difference between them?
No.
Like, can I tell that one was obviously trying to carry the other one?
They're the same size, but you do get the sense that one seemed to have been trying to carry the other one.
Now that I'm at the corpse, I'm going to cast Divine Sense again, just to make sure.
Yeah, again, you do the same thing, and you get no sense of undead, fey, fiends, or celestials.
If we look closer at the like throat laceration, is it like a single slice, or is it like claw marks? Or
let's see. How about you give me a nature check for that?
Sure.
Seems like a good one to do.
medicine?
Sure, medicine sounds good. Let's do that.
Yeah, medicine.
There's a few different slashes you see on there. Not sure if it's from some kind of from teeth or claws or something else.
Okay.
Let me actually check up one more thing, because I might have another piece of information that I didn't share. All right. Yep, that's it.
I kind of want to poke him with my stick. guys still think we shouldn't touch these things?
I think he just died. Like, this guy was trying to carry his injured buddy, and then he got attacked by undead or dinosaur. Dinosaurs would have eaten him. Probably. Well, undead would have too. I'm confused. What killed this guy and just let him be? I guess zombie. Do we know that zombies eat people, or is that just like not in D&D?
You have not seen that happen. You could have heard. You've seen the ghouls do that. Like in the basement of the Duchess of Rot's tower. They've ripped off throats, and you saw them eating, and you saw the pile of bones where they were. But from what you know, the more mindless undead, the zombies, skeletons, don't really eat humans. Or anything at all.
They don't seem to have carrying anything of worth.
You can certainly search through them.
Yeah, I'm still casting Detect Magic slowly while I'm doing this. As I posted above.
I'll start poking through their pockets.
Sure, go ahead.
I find a shining helmet.
You guys can both see.
I find a shining helmet also.
Yeah, you guys both see they have their weapons. A few spears, nothing special or anything. But you do find, like, falling off to the ground beneath one of them, a small pouch. That's just very small. Doesn't seem like it's very full or anything, but there might be something inside that.
Inspect the pouch.
Is someone gonna pick it up and look inside?
Yeah, I'll grab it.
Okay. So you pick it up and you open it and look inside, and you see something as you're looking down in there, closing one eye. You see something glinting from inside it.
It's a trap.
Throw a nut at it.
Or it's a bag of
Throw a nut at it. Just chuck a nut inside the bag. Shove it in the pouch.
I'm just gonna turn the bag upside down and drop whatever's in there, like, on the ground right in front of me.
As you dump it out on the ground, you see a single. Nope, can't pronounce that word. Not using that. A single light blue gem fall to the ground. It kind of shines as it hits the light. It's not clear. It's a little bit opaque, but you can see like streaks of blue and green, some kind of mixture of them on the gem.
Well, I guess we'll put that back in the pouch. And we'll stash that away.
Okay. You can put it in your inventory as one turquoise.
Got it.
Turquoise.
Turquoise?
Oh, alright. Sorry, missed Donar's messages. Great. You will be joining very soon. Alright, so you find that small pouch with the gem inside. Anything else you want to do?
We have a shovel. We've established this.
Yes, you do. I think you have 2 shovels.
Yeah. Actually, can Vorn just like grab up some earth and just like grab it and like stuff them in there and like bury them?
Sure.
I technically have like mold earth. I think I could create some graves with that.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Definitely. So, what does it look like when you cast that spell?
Basically, I'm just throwing my hands down at my sides and just thrusting up 2 fists and just hoping these scoops of earth come out of the ground to form some troughs. We'll just kind of just kick these guys in there.
Oh yeah, definitely. Takes you about 30 seconds to clear enough air, enough earth to create a grave for each one of them, or maybe just one grave and put them together if you don't want to, if you don't feel like separating them. But you guys watch him just use his hands, and the earth just rise and move to the side at his command.
Before he goes, before the bodies go in, I want to grab the shiny helmet off of one of them.
Okay.
Yeah, grab the shiny helmet off of the dude.
And as you guys are burying them, you see that same symbol of the orange fist with some kind of streaks coming off of it.
Hey Moosh, what's that?
On their clothes too.
Does Moosh know what that stands for?
Yeah, Moose should know that. He tells you that's the symbol of the flaming fist. And he goes on to say they're a group of he's not really sure whether they call them mercenaries or what, but they're a group of soldiers and mercenaries and traders who operate out of Fort Belurian, north of the
Isn't
port.
one of the guides that we were potentially looking at like one of the best fighters?
Shago.
Yeah, I think so.
Yep.
That's the one that Nuzak wanted.
Yeah.
Yep, he was a member of the Flaming Fist.
Alright,
Did
yeah,
my
I'm
detect
just-
magic pick up anything?
Nope.
Figured not.
Alright, well, I'm just gonna hang on to the helmet then.
Okay.
I'll splash some water, say some words, stuff and things.
Over like the graves?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Did you want to actually say what you say, or you just... Eb says it.
I mean, I'm not technically like a... May your... I'm gonna go with the whole cycle thing again. May your cycle start again at, I don't fucking know, sometime in the near future. Or something along... a more, slightly more charismatic version of that, but not really, because I have an 8.
Okay, sounds great. Sounds perfect.
Respect.
Got it. So you guys continue, you finish with your burial and continue on with your day as you continue traveling southeast towards, or this is the same day as you guys traveling south. So you continue traveling southeast towards Mbala. Some point probably mid-afternoon, you guys stop and take a break. As you guys are resting, sitting around the campfire, enjoying a meal, probably drinking, sitting. Oh, fuck it, you guys don't have a campfire. Sitting around in the shade, drinking some water, maybe having a beer or two as you rest up during the day. You see a slightly familiar flash of purplish smoke in front of you.
Blue or purple?
Was it blue last time? Thought it was purple.
Yeah. The mist?
Yeah. Oh no, it's not that. It's not that.
It's not that.
You see, this is
It's
a
a
much more
skeleton
concentrated sphere of purple smoke appear in front of you, and then there's a brilliant flash, and all of a sudden you see standing in front of you two familiar faces, or lack of faces. Lack of face on one of them. You see your old companion Darnar standing there, looking bright as rain. And standing next to him is your recently met Thang, with the not much skin on his face, a large headdress still with the skull talisman hanging around his neck, and his large black staff with a skull on top. You see standing in front of you, a Sararak. Donar.
Don't forget Azith.
Yeah, Azith is on your shoulder.
Yeah.
Donar, for the past, who knows how long it's been, time seemed to kind of lose all meaning as you never saw the sun or anything else. You have been sitting in a, yes, Camp Vengeance. I can look at the log.
Oh,
it's been
boy.
quite a few days, but to him it's hard to tell. To the rest of you,
No, I know,
it's been a good couple weeks. But this whole time you've been sitting in a library. As you were taken away, you probably don't even know what happened, right?
I don't think so.
Okay, so
I think the last thing I remember is going away from the camp, at which the captain was very insistent on us joining his crew, and I'm not exactly sure what happened afterwards.
Okay. Yeah, so one of the last things you remember is you guys were sitting in the tent at the camp, discussing what to do about the camp situation, when this thing appeared in front of you, just seemed to teleport out of thin air, and he said that he had need of you, and that you were to come with him. I think you or some of the party recognized him as being some super powerful, he seemed to be able to cast super powerful spells, since he just teleported into your midst, and that's not really an easy thing to do. But he said to have need of you, and there wasn't really much of a fight, since nobody really wanted to die or to mess with him. And so you were taken away. You appeared...
Yes.
Sorry?
Of course, yes. I remember that.
Yes. You appeared in a library with him still standing next to you. And as you appear in the library, you hear the sound of this soft music, just soft, gentle, think elevator music, that's just filling this library. And you see...
It's remarkably like Darude's sandstorm.
Just soft.
As you look around this library, you see the walls are painted red, completely red, kind of like color of of dried blood. You see there's bookcases that line all the walls, very large bookcases. And then they're also in the middle of the room, but they're all covered in cobwebs. Like this hasn't really been used in a while. And you see on the shelves of all these bookcases, you see hundreds and hundreds of leather-bound tomes, most of them huge, sitting on the shelves, kind of starting to cause them to sag a little bit. Then you saw at one end there was a large padded leather chair. And there was like a small table, a footstool, like a nice little reading chair, a nice comfy corner that you'd find in the library. And then you see near the chair, hanging upside down, dangling from shackles and chains, a few skeletons, a few corpses. You see, sitting on the table next to the chair, this strange device that was shaped kind of like the lantern, kind of like a lantern, and that seems to be what's playing the music. On the chair, you see a man, a very old man, asleep. He has these horn-rimmed spectacles that are just balancing on the end of his nose as he's just lying back and snoring a little bit. As you guys appear, he doesn't seem disturbed at all. But you remember seeing Sararak go up to him and kind of shake him awake a little bit, and Sararak just says, "Mr. Fox, I've brought you a helper." And the old man wakes up a little bit and sits up in his chair, and he kind of looks around. He grabs for his glasses, realizes they're still there, and moves them back up on his forehead. And he looks around. He's just like, "What? Why are you disturbing me? Oh, it's you. What do you have?" "I brought you someone to help clean up your library, as you seem to let it fall into disrepair." And so there's a short conversation. The old man complaining a little bit about not needing anybody to help him. The library's fine. Sararak insisting that he must fix it because he can't stand for his library to be this disgusting. Eventually he succumbs, and Sararak motions you over Dornar, and they ask you to just start cleaning the cobwebs off and start dusting. He kind of gives you a broom and a nice duster to clean off. He starts to grab a step stool, realizes that you're freaking huge and you don't need one. And he just sits back down in his chair, grabs another book, and lets you go about your work.
So I'm a maid.
Yeah, so you are pulled away to be a maid of sorts. Can you...
Okay.
This will just account for your entire duration in this library until Acerat comes back to send you back to your friends. Can you give me an Arcana check?
Okay.
Oh,
That's bad.
that is bad indeed.
That is bad. What exactly happened?
Okay, nothing happens. Like it's
There was some books.
exactly. You spend a nice amount of time dusting books, maybe talking to this old man a little bit. He tells you all sorts of stories about his old days. Mentions places that you've never heard of. Talks about people that he feels are famous, and he's like name dropping all sorts of people, but you like they mean nothing to you. And then you're cleaning books for most of your time, and probably opening up a few of them, saying strange letters scrawled in an unknown language. Looking through all of them, none of them are in a language that you understand. They're all these strange carvings, these strange letters. They all seem the entire room seems to have this hum to it, this air of something magical. Were you in the base? Yeah, you were in the basement of Zaldera, of the Duchess of Rot, right, with the pillars.
The pillars.
Very, very beginning of the campaign, started in that, going to that the Lich's lair, and there was the chest in the middle of the two pillars.
Yes. And I got stuck with the
Well,
chest.
the humming, the sense that you get as you're just moving in this library reminds you a little bit of that, of the humming of the pillars and just the air around that room, just not as strong, much weaker. But that's all you get out of it. It's just a boring time. Time just seems to drag on forever, until eventually, sometime later, Acerat comes in and says to you that he is taking you back to your companions. That your time here has finished. You have done what you could, and you realize this whole time as you've been cleaning, it just seems to the cobwebs, the dirt, the dust, never seem to actually go away. Like you would clean a section, move on, clean a section. Then by the time you got back around, that previous section was dirty again. Like a janitor cleaning a school floor, you were never able to actually get it cleaned or back to how it should be. It was just continuing on the same monotonous, boring work for who knows how long.
It never ends.
Yeah, it was very tedious. You felt you were gonna go. You probably felt you were gonna go crazy. It was, you felt it would never end. It was horrible. It was not a fun experience. So you appear standing in the middle of the jungle. Looking around you, you see nothing but jungle. This is not a place that you have been before. Nothing that you recognize. Standing next to Sarah, can you see in front of you your friends? That I forget their names. Ab, Tu, Moosh, and Tetsuin, along with Conrad, standing there, kind of just. Some of them are standing, some of them are sitting around. They've all just paused and they seem frozen in place as they're looking at you guys as you appear. So, what do you guys want to do?
God, thank God I'm out of that fucking library.
Yeah. Welcome back, friend.
Thank you.
Kind of worried when Creepy Lich Man took you away. He's not still here, is he?
Yeah, he's still standing right there.
Okay.
He's right behind me, isn't he?
Actually, that could be it. Could be Donar appears in front of you as you guys are looking. You look over him, and you start saying that, and then the rest of you kind of look at him and realize that Isarak is standing right behind
Asarak
him.
is standing right behind him.
God, I thought I was gonna kill myself.
Oh, don't do that. Time is not right for that.
Hey, it was about to be right if I had to clean another goddamn shelf.
You did an admirable
Asarak,
job.
just what are you after?
Oh, I'm sorry. I must be going.
What, do I not get paid for that shit?
He doesn't go anywhere. He's still just standing right there.
What, no evil monologue?
I
Haven't you ever seen a Bond movie?
I have not the time for it right now. Who am I kidding? I have all the time in the world. I am in no rush. Why? What does it matter to you? Why? What are you
Well,
doing
I
here?
mean, I'm pretty sure we were sent here to figure out what you were doing.
Well, if you tell me what you're doing, I'll tell you what I'm doing.
Why are you stopping the death?
Did we just say that?
20 insight.
Okay. I'll get you a roll on that. If I can find this person. Oh, there it is. But since you guys don't know,
He probably has like a plus 20 or
easy.
something. Yeah.
You get the impression he has no intention of telling you what he's doing.
I will whisper that to everyone. Well, 2 point stalking, so.
Surely, if I'm assuming I can tell that this dude is a lich and undead and all that.
Yes.
Surely, if you're immortal and have all the time in the world, you must have something to gain that makes it at least interesting for you. Is this a game to you?
He kind of smiles and looks at you and just says, "Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. Yes, I do have something to gain here. I am not telling you. It's not your business."
Creepy.
Now, I must be going unless you have more useless questions that I won't answer.
Yes, where is your fortress?
Have you
Of
heard the
solitude.
word? The word of the bird.
Which
Where is your fortress of solitude?
which fortress do you mean?
I don't know, where do you hold up?
All of them.
I
All of
am
them.
everywhere and yet nowhere at the same time. Now,
Okay.
I must be going. Oh, before I forget, Conrad, I have need of your services. You'll be doing something much more interesting than what your friend was doing.
God damn it.
The toilets.
Off to the bathhouse with you.
Conrad just kind of looks a little bit fearful. But then Sarah kind of starts to raise his hand and points at him and kind of wiggles his finger to the come hither gesture.
I give Conrad like a cup of beer and I'm like, good luck, buddy.
He downs it. He's just like, well, if I don't see you again, it's been good. And he goes over to Sarah and just kind of stands there, his arms crossed, looking up at him defiantly, but also a little bit scared out of his wits. Sarah,
How tall is
what were you gonna say?
How tall is Sarah compared to Conrad?
That's a good question. He's a little bit taller than Conrad. I don't think I've actually decided his actual height, but yeah, he's probably 6, and it's a little deceiving because he's got this huge headdress on, so that makes him seem taller than he is. So like when you were standing next to him, the top of the headdress was a good half foot ahead of you, above you. But it's hard to tell exactly how hard. So he has this intimidating presence. He's got this. He's very large. He's very tall. but it's hard to tell exactly how tall. Did you want to use Turn Undead, Eb?
No, that was very much a
Okay,
joke.
just checking. Figure it's worth asking.
I missed it. My internet cut out. What was that?
Eb was just gonna. How much did you miss?
You were explaining his headdress.
Yeah, his headdress is
cut out.
large and it sticks up pretty high. It's got a few prongs on it, sticking out from the main part, so it makes him seem taller than what he actually is. But he stands. You what? 7 feet tall? 6'10"? Yeah. So he's not quite eye to eye with you, but his headdress makes him seem much taller.
Gotcha. And then did Eb say something or what?
No, that was just out of character, asking if you wanted to
I
do
see.
something. So
Good luck, Conrad.
he kind of grabs Conrad by the shoulder. Conrad just looks back at you, gives you guys a little bit of a salute, and then there's again the flash of purple smoke and mist that appears, and when it clears, they are both gone.
Whew. I think that gets my blood pressure rising.
Sure, that's what it gets rising. Let's move on before he comes back for someone else. Oh, by the way, I forgot you.
Donar, you were gone for some time. Show me on this pouch where he touched you.
The fucking shells, man. Like,
Uh,
touch me everywhere. Alright, so what are we doing?
I think we
real
were,
close.
Just wait.
Yeah, I think we were setting up camp for Mumbala? Or did we already do the camp thing in this?
No, that was like a lunch.
Yeah,
time.
this is the middle of the day.
We believe our next stop is on the horizon.
On the horizon.
Well,
Literally.
There's some cliffs.
As you look
Point
around,
to the giant plateau.
yeah, as you look around, you look off to southwest of where you guys are. You see this huge cliff, this huge plateau rising up out of the jungle ahead of you. That just looks like a sheer cliff face. And you do see it kind of rounds a little bit, so it's not just completely blocking the path. It's not this huge set of mountains. It's this singular, large plateau.
So we're supposed to go over there?
From where we are, does it still look like just a straight sheer cliff, or does it look like there might be a pass or some way up it?
A ladder.
A ladder.
Like, are we close enough to see if there would be, like...
It's hard to tell from where you are right now. There may be something. I think you guys know there's someone living on the top, so there's got to be some easy way to get up there. But from where you are, it just looks like a sheer cliff face.
I have a question for Donar now that we have him. Can Azith spot us a pass? Like a path?
I can see if I can get him to get up there and tell me something.
Probably would be tomorrow though, right?
Yeah.
Rob?
What's the lighting like right now?
It's midday.
I forget what. Midday. So why would that be tomorrow?
You guys have seen this, or the rest of them could tell you that they've seen it for a few days. So like it's still a few more days travel. Like you can see it ahead of you, but it's still probably 10 miles out or so.
Yeah, this thing's like 1,000 feet tall.
Gotcha.
At least we have a way of spotting a path. Alright, well, keep traveling. Catch up.
Have a couple beers.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you haven't had any in a while now.
Fucking craving it, man.
Have some Tej.
All I got was fucking dust. That's all they gave me to eat.
That's brutal.
Alright, so you guys continue on with your traveling. And as you guys continue, you come across places where it's the jungle isn't as thick. where there's large clearings or large patches of just dirt and dust that where there's no trees, no water or anything growing. That are pretty wide, like this large stretch of wasteland you guys have to cross over to get to the next set of jungle as you're continuing traveling towards the large plateau. As you're traveling towards it, towards the end of the day, you're probably starting to look for a nice place to camp. You see ahead of you a few strange creatures just kind of floating in the air, flying around a little bit, probably intermingling with one another. They're not huge. They're small creatures, smaller than any of you. But their form seems to change and shift a little bit as they move around. They're probably a couple hundred feet away from you when you first see them.
What type of creature?
They're these strange brown creatures that you kind of try to make out a shape as they're flying around, but their form shifts and changes so much that it's kind of hard to see a form. They do seem to have some kind of head with a pointy nose, and some kind of wings, but the wings and their bodies just kind of moves around and shifts, kind of like mud moving. It looks like mud.
Flying meat wads.
You see 4 of them ahead of you. What do you guys want to do?
How far away are they?
We'll say they're about 100 feet across the clearing.
You said they're made of mud?
Possibly. It looks like mud. That's the closest comparison you can make to
Over
them.
there to
Would I assume they're elementals?
That's a fair assumption.
I'll call out primordial.
Okay.
Yeah.
What do you say?
I got that. I'll be like, hey, what's an ahoy? Not ahoy, but not a pirate version saying. It's like hail, I think.
Yo, what
Yeah.
up?
Essentially that.
hey, dog.
They all 4 of them just kind of whip towards you, and you see their bodies solidify a little more, so that they each have like 2 arms, the long claws, in addition to their wings. But then the bottom part of them is still just like swirling mud as they're flying. But they kind of whip their heads around towards you and start flying a little bit closer to you.
Okay.
Do you say?
Do you want to make them stop?
I mean, they're just how big are these things?
They're not very big.
Okay. Well, I mean, we're fine. Let's just try to not act too defensive.
No shield wall?
No Vorn wall, no, unfortunately.
Okay.
Let's wait for them to approach a
They-
bit closer.
Let's creep towards them.
Oh, this is not the right map that I wanted to get. That's okay. This is the map we're going to use. If it happens. They stop probably about 30 feet away from you guys, and you see the 4 of them just kind of fluttering in midair, looking at you guys.
They just halt.
Yeah, they stop and they're looking at you, kind of investigating you, curiously looking at you, not really doing much else.
Threateningly, not anything like that.
What are you lads doing around here? Boys? Guys? I don't know.
They look around, look at each other, and they say, "We live here." I don't know what the fuck does mud sound like. I don't know, but they respond to you, and it's not quite primordial. It's a little bit different. it sounds like rocks grating together as they talk. You're able to understand what they're saying, and you're able to recognize it as the language Terran, which is the elemental earth language. It's just like you gotta pause a little bit when they're speaking to actually understand what they're saying.
Okay.
And
they say we live here.
Yeah.
And I point to the giant fucking mountain, and I'll be like, there.
They look at it and look back and say they kind of shake their heads a little bit.
Let's shake him up or sideways.
No, they shake their heads no.
Okay.
Shaking is no, nodding is yes.
I'll be translating this to the party just so they can participate. Anything? I mean, why are these things here? I don't know. I'll say in common.
I don't know, but you can talk to them.
Yeah, but do you know anything about? I'll say in back in Primordial. Do you know anything about? I'll point to the mountain. What lives on top there?
They shake their heads again and just say, "We don't go there. We stay here."
Is there a reason why?
They look a little bit confused. As confused as
you...
elementals can look. And they shake their heads and just say, "No need to go. This is where we stay when we are here."
Okay. Well,
makes sense.
Just passing through. Sorry, Tetsu, you were saying?
No, I was saying their kite looks intense.
Okay, well. You don't mind if we pass through here? I want something of... I just stopped talking.
They look at you guys, kind of look at you all up and down, and they're just like, and they kind of growl a little something to each other that you can't hear, and then they just start flying off to the side, like not back where they came from, but off towards the trees to the east, away from away from Mbala.
Cool.
Great success.
We finished them off, guys. We made them run away.
Nothing to see here. Fly along.
Just fly and wave, boys. Just fly.
Okay.
All right.
So you guys continue on with your journey. Probably about an hour later, you find a nice place to make camp. Probably only take you a couple more hours to get to Mbala, to the actual cliff face. So in the morning would be a good time to scout out a place to try and ascend. But you make camp, rest up, get a long rest, get all of your abilities that you used back, since you guys have been using so many. And the night goes without incident. You wake up the next morning, ready to continue on towards the large cliff face.
Okay.
The next day, it's a little bit overcast, and there's a light rain falling. It's cooler than the past couple days. But nothing happens out of the ordinary as you continue traveling. Donar, did you want to send your bird towards the plateau to find a nice place to go up?
Yeah, I'll do that.
You have whatever you had when whatever's on your character sheet is what you have. Like, you didn't use any, you didn't gain any.
I don't think I have any rations.
I believe we have you covered on food.
Yeah.
I don't think I have any. Oh, I have 10 days of rations.
Wanna throw them my way? We'll put them all at one place.
Yeah, it's in my explorer's pack. So.
Alright. 49
Start.
days left.
Okay. So, wake up the next morning to a nice, relatively cool day. What do you guys want to do?
I think the plan is to move towards Mambala.
Okay.
So we need to send a bird out first. Azith. go
Yeah.
See
Yeah,
which
send
half.
the bird out
I'll
to
send
scout.
Azith to go look and see if he can find a path for us.
Okay. All right.
Investigation.
So as you send him ahead of you, oops, that's not what I meant to do. Can you go ahead and give me a perception check for Azith?
Alright.
With advantage, because he's a bird.
Trying to click it. Not working.
Uh,
One sec.
yeah.
Oh, that's
Whoa.
a lot of rolls. Okay.
Oh boy.
Not
Okay,
bad.
no problem. Just a little
The
laggy.
very first
Yep.
one. Let's go with that one.
14.
I wish there was a 24.
All right, 14's enough. As you send him ahead and he flies off. What kind of communication do you have with him? Like, how are you able to talk to him? Does he have any way
I
of
believe-
communicating
I believe
things
it's
to you,
just-
or?
I believe it's just I can understand what I can understand his emotions, I guess. I think is what it is. Not necessarily like actual talking. Let me double check.
Okay.
Is it sight beyond sight?
Just scream when you find something.
So while the bird is out scouting, are you guys continuing traveling, or are you sitting and waiting?
If I want to look for medicinal herbs before we hit the road, is it medicine or is it
It's gonna be
survival?
nature to try and find those, and I'll just count that. I'll make this count for like the past few days of you guys traveling as you look out for them.
Yeah, speaking of, during that last rest, I gave Taken the ones that I already had and told him to crush them up with his herbalism kit.
Okay.
And handed him the empty health potion vial that I had.
All right. Yes. All it says is the companion obeys your commands as best it can.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's like you have a pet and they can try to communicate as
Yeah.
best they can. But it's a hawk. Yeah. So as he returns a couple hours later, he kind of begins probably flies around you a little bit and then continues and then flies off again to the north and kind of circles back around, looking at you guys, and you get the sense from your experience with him, he's trying to get you to travel that direction, as he seems to have found something.
Okay. I will relay this to everyone
And
and be like, we should go there.
Seems legit.
Okay.
Tetsu, can you give me one more nature check just to account for the so you had
sure.
advantage on it? Okay, cool. And what was the herbs you found last time?
I mean, we chalked it up to basically like, I think it was like 5 ounces of just medicinal herb or like one use.
Okay.
Yeah, it was 5 ounces of the herb that the people from, I think, Soon showed us
Healing
that
leaf.
if you ground it up and ate it, it had healing properties.
Okay. I believe it was the Ryath root.
Ryath is what I have.
Okay.
I think it might
The
have been
manga?
Manga.
The Minga leaves? Okay. Oh, yep, that's right. That's what it was. Yeah, so you find some more of that same Minga leaves. Probably, can you roll 2d6 for me? Did you find a small little plant that has a few leaves on it that you could, oh, nice. So you find 9 ounces of this Minga that you can ground up and dissolve and use in some way.
Got it. Perfect.
I already rolled my guidance, by the way. It was 2 at the top of those 15
Yep.
checks.
Yep, got it. So you guys continue traveling, following the bird, the bloodhawk, as it flies ahead and comes back and checks on you and continues flying. And as you get closer, you do see this line that seems to be slowly crawling up the cliff face. You see it starts from somewhere ahead of you. You're not sure exactly where. It's the jungle that crowds around the plateau, blocks your line of sight. But you do see some kind of, seems to be a path climbing up the kind of circling around the plateau. And as you travel a couple more hours, you do get to a small little entrance where the path starts. And the path seems to have been just like carved out of the cliff face, so like you're almost walking in a covered I'm lacking the words to describe this right now, but it's basically just this path has been just completely carved out. The rock has been removed, so you're walking on rock. There's rock above you, rock to your right, and then just open jungle to the left as you guys are climbing up it, starting on the north side, and then it kind of heads east back around. Vorn, there's enough room for Vorn to climb up.
So 142. Even if he fell, still be.
Depends on what height he falls from.
But 20d6.
Fuck that. Stupid rule.
Oh. Well then.
I like
I
it.
missed that.
We'll see what's max.
What's the stupid rule?
The rules in the book are the maximum fall damage you can take is 20d6, which average I think is 70.
Yeah.
So you could fall from 2,000 feet up in the air, and if you have more than 70 hit points, you can just land on the ground and still be conscious on average. Still be fine.
That's pretty stupid.
And there's a reason for the rule. I'm just okay with.
You instantly die.
No,
once you fall
there's
a
gonna be
great
damage. It's 1d6 for every 10 feet, but
So
there's no max.
this thing is 1,000 feet tall. It's 100d6.
No, this one's 1,800 feet tall.
Oh, so 180d6.
Yes, that's correct. So it'd be a good idea not to fall from this place. The path is wide enough
Noted.
and large enough that you guys don't have to worry about that. You can climb up it unless something is actively trying to pull you off and make you fall.
I'm gonna tie myself to Vorn.
Okay, sure. You can definitely do that.
And
So I'm
Probably,
guessing we want him
higher
as the
levels.
anchor in the back. Or do we want him the front line in case something gets pissed off and tries to push us off?
he can't. How big is? He's large and he's got. He probably can't be shoved off the cliff. I would hope.
It would take something pretty big to do it.
I'm fine with that.
I would.
But chances are, if you're tied to him and you fall off, you're not going to pull him off.
Yes. And if
probably,
something can
probably
push
want,
him off,
probably want him in the back.
Yeah, I mean, if he falls and you guys are tied to him,
we're all fucked.
yeah, you're
We're
probably
all
going to go
down.
too.
He weighs like a lot.
Yeah, he weighs a shit ton. I don't think we actually figured out exactly how much he weighs, but it's a lot. Enough
Yeah,
that
I
you
mean-
guys would not be able to stop him from falling. But looking at the path, you might be a little paranoid, but for the most part, it seems safe climbing up it as you guys start climbing and wind your way up to the top. And it probably takes about hour and a half to get to the top as you guys are climbing on this path, and it's probably mid-afternoon by the time you get up there. But you're able to see all around you as you climb, and it eventually comes out on the top. We'll say it eventually comes out on the east side of the plateau, at the very top, high above the jungle, where you can see for miles all around. You can see off to the southeast from where you guys are. I'll pull it up here. In this direction, you see a large area where there's not much jungle at all. This large swampy area where you can see water and all sorts of things. It's probably a couple days travel southeast from where you guys are now, but it is a large area that covers up a large amount of the jungle. Even further southeast of that, you can see a strange black speck, just kind of in midair. It's not a cloud or anything else. It seems to be something just floating above the southeastern end of the swamp, far away from where you guys are. Yeah, around there. You see off to the, as you get to the top, you see off to the west, straight west from where you guys are, you see a completely black, what seems to be a pyramid, rising above the jungle around it. It seems some kind of clearing in between these two mountain arms, and you see the gray mountains stretching all around you, or stretching all to the northwest and west. All around here you see these mountains, just the gray land, the gray horizon that goes up to meet the sky.
Can we see the pyramid of Orlunga?
Yeah, so you see this black pyramid, this black ziggurat far to the west, around the place where I think the scouts told you it was, in between those two arms of the Mistcliff Mountains. So you get a pretty good sense that's Orlunga that they were talking about.
Can we tell which hex, or like can we reduce the radius at least?
Yeah, I'll just put it on the map. Make it easier.
Hey, we were.
Cool. I was gonna remove that, and I'll put the name there too. Can everybody give me a perception check as you guys look around you and enjoy the view?
1 second.
Wreck.
Yeah, me and Tetsu on point.
Like I said, I'm just here to swing my sword.
Your flaming sword.
You said perception?
Yes.
Cat, high point of view.
Goddamn mush.
Okay, so as you guys are looking out, enjoying the view, Eb and Tetsu, you both notice something very strange in the jungle far to the south of where you guys are. Looking down in this direction somewhere, kind of hard to gauge distance because it is so far away. But you see, in the trees far to the south, what looks like a shipwreck.
Where exactly do we see this?
Far to the south of you, somewhere here. I'd
Okay.
say it's, based on this distance, it's at least as far as this, could be as far as that.
Oh, wow.
This isn't in the river or anything, it's just on land.
No, it's like in the trees. It's a shipwreck where it looks like the bones of a ship up in the trees.
Oh,
And you
wow.
don't see
Okay.
any kind of, nowhere close to where the ocean is.
Would that be accurate?
Yeah, looks good.
Some-
All right, so okay, I see. Never mind, I had missed this. So as you guys are traveling, you kind of end up circling the plateau entirely as you climb the path slowly, and as you get back around to the north side, kind of close to where you started, just high above, you see the path ahead of you just kind of dead ends. But as you get up there, you see it veers sharply to the right, straight into the cliffside. As you see, there's a stone steps are carved into this 15-foot wide crevice carved into the side of the cliff. Climbing up to the top, and as you start climbing up, you see in the sides of this wall are carved into scenes, some kind of mural. You see there's all sorts of jungle predators, large dinosaurs, other beasts. You see flying lizards, there's volcanoes erupting, and all sorts of different scenes carved here as you climb up to the top. They seem very old, very worn, haven't been done in a while. It's been a while since someone created that, but it's very well done, very beautifully made. Even though it's been a long time, you can tell, you can make out what the carvings are. But as you continue climbing, you see the stone steps emerge onto the top of the plateau, beneath this grand, well, it used to be grand, it's decrepit, worn down, but this wooden gateway. The gates have been rotted away. They had iron hinges and bands that are still kind of across the path. Like, the gates are still closed, but the doors were once completely made of wood with these iron bands, but all the wood is gone. So it's kind of like this a fence gate where you can see through all the slats in the fence across it and easily open it up. But you see inside these bands, like in between the bands, are heaps of human skulls. Completely bleached white by the sun and picked clean of any flesh. They kind of grin at you guys from where they are. It's a little creepy. And then you look around and you see a few other mounds of these bleached white, picked clean human skulls.
Seems like a defensive warning. Like, so we're not actually at the place yet. We're just at the footing of it.
You're at the top of the stairs, and you look
Yeah.
around, and you see the ruins of Mbala, this once great city.
I have a
Go ahead.
Sorry. I have a question for the group. I equipped, since we left Orn, Augury, which means I can essentially ask Rob, is this a stupid idea? And he has to essentially tell me yes, no, maybe. Do we want to use that?
How many times can you use this?
I can do it as much as I want, but the more I use it, the more... Like, the first time is accurate, but any time after that, it becomes more and more inaccurate.
Yeah, it's less reliable the more you use it.
I mean, it
Do we
doesn't,
want to save it for a bit later, or...?
doesn't seem like we may have to use it.
I would almost vote to save it.
Okay. Just keep it in mind if you have a question that you feel we need to clear something up. Okay.
Probably a good idea to use in the future for sure.
Moving on.
So as you kind of push through the gates and continue on into these ruined structures, you see, you guys are on the north part of the plateau, and the only structure you see among these ruins that still stands is this lone hut that's probably 1,000 yards away from where you guys entered, 1,000 yards southwest of the gate. You see there's this field of boulders right next to it, and the hut's sitting right on the edge. It's made of thatch and animal hides stretched over some what seems to be a bones of some kind of large animal. But it's definitely a hut. You see a door, you see an opening, and you see there's animal skulls sitting on the hut, all these wind chimes and totems, all sorts of feathers, shells that are rattling in the breeze, and you see smoke actually drifting up above the hut from some chimney in the middle of it. Looking about the rest of the city, it seems mostly in ruins. This was obviously once a very large city, but the buildings are now worn down, destroyed, completely gone. What do you guys want to do?
Approach the hut?
Yeah, we're like 1,000 feet away, you said?
This is as if you guys were walking around, if you're exploring the city, as you start walking around it and looking around, you would see that about 1,000 feet away from the gate. You guys are probably a couple hundred feet away when you first see it.
So is it mostly just all rubble and stones around us, or is it like just random boulders?
Mostly you see the ruins of what were once buildings. Like there's still the foundations there, but a lot of the walls have crumbled down into rubble. A lot of the doorways are non-existent. Anything that was wood has long since rotted away. It's a completely ruined city, except for that hut.
Ooh.
Okay, so that hut is most likely that old lady, that gem person, and Trib was the other person. Actually, Moosh is right here. Moosh.
Hmm?
Spill the beans.
But what?
What do you know about this?
I don't know what I told you, that there's this old lady who lives here, and apparently she's the only one. Used to be a city here, but it's long gone, as you can tell. I don't really know anything about her. I've never been up here before. Not really one for heights.
I tug at the rope on Vorn, and I'm like, me neither.
He probably would have tied himself to Vorn too.
I untie myself. No, we're on a
Yeah.
plateau, like we're
Yeah.
good,
Now,
right?
now you guys are fine. You guys are. You're not close to a cliff edge or anything.
Untie myself.
Well, you guys want to make way towards the hut?
I think that'd be smart.
Sure.
Just to get an idea of what's over there.
Do we want to use that augury?
She's a mind switcher. What's the worst that could happen?
Sure. Alright, go.
I just hope I don't become like 5'6", or whatever.
Okay.
Let's just go.
Well, as you guys start heading towards the hut, we're gonna take a break and come back in a little bit. We'll say we'll come back at 9:45 and start back then. So about 13 minutes. All right.
I just looked at my clock and it was like 8:30. I'm like, damn.
Oh, I'm ready for the what is your favorite color? Red, no blue. Ah. Dude, I picked up some Skittles today. They were amazing. They're new.
Nice.
They're sweet heat. It's basically like Cajun Skittles. Or cayenne pepper infused.
For some
Okay,
reason,
then.
when you said Skittles, I thought you said skills. And I was like, you picked up skills today? Like,
Yeah, no skills.
what kind of
Study.
skills did you pick up?
Yeah.
I just had a
You went
bag
out
of
to the
Skittles.
store and got some Rocket League skills.
No one can buy those, dude.
I don't know. Bad Panda advertises rank up guaranteed with Kronovi's skill training.
Oh yeah.
Right.
And I'm not even joking.
Oh, I know.
Start at 1999.
Yeah, watch the. If you watch the fucking World Cup on there.
A scale of 1 to 10, how fucked are we?
9.5?
Yeah, at least we have 4 people. If it were 3 and Vorn, I'd be a bit worried, but 4. Good.
No, fucking. This guy's
Yeah, I think we're good. I just love how Vorn has a better passive perception than I do.
What did you have, like 12 or 13?
He's got a 10.
He's got a 10. Oh boy.
I'm at -1.
What?
That's what I should have named him. I should have named him Ed instead of George. Now I just have to lose an arm and get a magical metal one.
We'll find your body eventually, buddy. You just gotta look for that philosopher's stone.
Chex Compendium, isn't that a thing?
Since when did we start calling VR mixed reality?
Wait, what?
I'm looking at the Microsoft store and they have Windows mixed reality headsets.
That's
The Microsoft mixed reality ones will take the picture of whatever you're looking at and project the game onto it. Like Minecraft with mixed reality, if you look at a table,
augmented reality, isn't it?
That was what I generally coined that as, but mixed
yeah, I know
reality,
with the
I can do that.
Minecraft one, if you look at a table, the world will be on the table.
Ah, gotcha.
Yeah, I've always seen that, or I've always heard that coined as augmented. Wherever you have, like, whether it's like the real world or cards that you put down onto the table or something, it's always been known as augmented.
I'm too poor for all that shit, so.
I had a PS Vita once. Pretty bad investment.
Did I cast like detect magic before we go into the hut? Because it lasts a minute.
That would probably be a good idea.
Okay. Noted.
I'll also divine sense once we get within range.
Also a very good idea.
I don't think I have anything that would help in this kind of situation, so I'm just gonna do me.
We could also try talking to this chick and, like, trying to convince her that Asarak is out to get her. I'm assuming there's going to be at least a little bit of conversation.
Yeah, one would hope we don't get, like, by... You see behind you a boar. He's tracked you 5 days back for his revenge. Two,
Yes.
are you going Sork at level 5?
I am going Sork for as many levels as possible.
Because level 2 spells, great.
Oh, yeah. I'm going, I think, by the end I'll have level 5. With the projected end of the campaign. But yeah,
11?
everything else is being dumped into Sork. And as a matter of fact, next level up, I get the... Because cantrip levels matter total level, right?
Yes, so your Green Flame Blade and Booming Blade will scale.
Nice.
So will my, what's the word? Word of Radiance will finally do more than 1 damage.
And Firebolt, I think, increases damage too. And more spell slots to burn on Smite. And the best part, meta magic.
The best part for me? Spirit Guardians. Fuck.
I'm just really depressed that I can't spend a long rest and take a hit of exhaustion to carve a club through Vorn out of a tree.
I mean, just get the spell Fabricate at level 4th level spell.
Well, I already checked with Rob, and even if I did, it would do the same damage as his fist attack, because he wasn't designed to use them. So I'm just like, 2 fist attacks. But what if I give him an 8-foot-long club?
To be fair, he's made of adamantium. Probably does more damage with his fist than any weapon you can make out of jungle. Donar, is it the combat pet? Just like a pet pet
Yeah, he's a combat pet.
flying?
Yes,
We
flying.
we've had targets run away on us,
Really?
but yeah, we had the werebore get away. We had what's his face, that goblin, first time we met him.
Oh, yep.
Yoka?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The one I did the think fast with the fireball to.
That was a bit much, to be fair.
Yeah, we did just slaughter their entire tribe, the women and the children too.
But we didn't really have a choice other than walking away. Because if Yoka was there, you think that they were going to negotiate with us?
Yeah, there's no way that was gonna go well. Even though I did try to make a peace offering.
Yeah, well, Yoka already didn't trust us and didn't like us, and we slaughtered all of his people because they like blackmailed us. Or
Goddamn.
yeah,
Sounds brutal.
Yeah. But now we have an unlimited supply of beer.
This is true. And I'm happy for that, so.
wait, with Vorn we can carry a full barrel.
He's already carrying the barrel.
Oh.
But yes, now we can carry a bigger barrel, not just the half barrel.
Yeah, because we had to stop at 20 gallons because Tarun couldn't carry anymore. But now we can go all the way to 40. Let's get this old lady drunk.
You didn't hear any of that.
Slowly approach the cabin.
What's the range on detect magic?
30 or 60? 30? I'm just finishing up a Caesar salad, right? But I will cast detect magic.
And I'm also going to use divine sense as we get within range of the hut. Okay.
Maybe we should speak up.
Did I get any pings on divine sense as we're walking up?
Sorry, what are the types again?
Celestial, fiend, fey, or undead? Uh, Let me double check it. No, not fey. Celestial, fiend, or undead.
someone hail her. Let her know we're actually here. Despite the giant robot, she doesn't hearing us.
Did Gem Dude or anything like that tell us her name? By any chance? I don't think so.
We barely got his name. He told it to us once.
True. I'm gonna yell out hello. We're travelers on our way to the other side of the jungle. We came up here to get a better vantage point and saw your wonderful abode.
Okay. Let's get within 30 feet of her. Any pings? No school. Since she's blind, I'm going to sign that to my friends. I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna make like jazz hands for like. I'm gonna give like a thumb medium, like like a maybe.
The old surfer wiggle.
Yeah, exactly.
He's like a third base coach in baseball. Just
and also like jazz hands for magic.
Magic fingers.
just the little spooky. Ooh.
I'm gonna hold out one hand and form a circle and put the other hand at a finger and do this kind of motion towards the circle. Kind of wink.
I'm gonna walk up to her and go, yeah, he sent us to help you. The Lord of Bones. And I'm gonna get closer to her as I say that. I'm also gonna say he didn't really say much about what you needed help with. He just told us to get here as fast as we could. What's going on? good folk.
I wonder if she's referring to the blade creep.
2.
Want to
That's
find
just-
out?
Oh, that's our heavy friend. Don't mind him.
You could say that. But yes, there's only a few of us. But I think you'll find us adequate for the job.
You work better as a group.
Yeah, we were chosen specifically because of our complementing abilities.
Should we leave the bird with her?
You might eat it.
Or mind switch it into a corpse.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, what have we gained? What have we lost?
Has she touched anyone at this point?
um,
Any
I'm gonna
pings
say-
inside? Or
um, I'm gonna say, sure, we can give you some company for a little while before we go and deal with your problem. Shall we head inside?
I mean, she is blind, so we can.
Yeah. I'm gonna follow her through the doorway. Do I see anything inside? Yeah.
That's clever.
This place is real cozy.
Quaint. How long ago was that? What happened to your neighbors? By what hand? All right, don't fail me. Don't fail me. God, break. Okay. I'll start writing that down, and I'll hand it to someone. I'll also give her a beer.
Seems legit.
Alright, sorry about that. I had to talk to the wife for a minute. She does not. So you give her a beer. How do you do this?
She probably has some cups laying around, I would assume.
Yeah, you do see a few strangely shaped cups, possibly made out of some animal bones. A few made out of wood.
I'll grab one, and I'll go out to Vorn, and I'll just like open the tap for a second, and then come back in.
Okay, as you do that, she kind of her head kind of tilts a little bit, and she says, "What's that noise?"
Come back, and I say, do you care for a drink?
What is it?
That would be beer.
Oh no! I never liked beer. No, thank you.
I down it.
Okay. And she's still just like bustling about, grabbing random things, seeming having everything memorized where it is inside her hut, and throwing them into her stew, stirring every once in a while. So it smells pretty good in the hut. You smell the bubbling stew, and it smells pretty good. Okay. Pretty much everything in the hut is like, animal
That was
skins,
more or less a joke.
carved bones. So if you'd like to swipe something, you can.
No, swap.
Oh, swap.
She does
yes.
everything by,
okay, I
by
see.
feel
Yeah,
and know where it is, so I just basically swap two
Sure.
items to mess with
Sure.
it.
Yeah. Great. Awesome.
Swap the salt.
I'm gonna ask her, so the Lord of Bones sent us to help you out. I'd assume you guys have some sort of relationship where you help each other out with various things.
The Lord of Bones
What's he getting?
doesn't really do anything. He never answers, and I don't know if he actually did send you, but he's very hands-off, and
He doesn't really talk to me as much as I talk to him.
How long have you known him? How'd you meet?
no one meets the Lord of Bones.
Yeah, can I roll something to see if the Lord of Bones is like a
Yeah.
god or something like
You
that?
can give me a religion check.
Can I
Hey,
see?
something I actually have points in.
While he's doing that, can I see if she has like an altar or somewhere where she would pray to a certain god?
You don't see anything like that inside the hut. Besides just the animal carcasses and whatnot, all about the hut. Yes, too. You recognize the name, the moniker, the Lord of Bones, to be the god known as Merkel.
Merkel.
Also known as the Lord of the Dead, the Reaper.
Ah. This is another moment where I should have like rolled first instead of starting.
Yeah, and as you
blabbering.
guys you've been kind of looking around and thinking about it, and like you realize, oh, that's what that is from. That's where I've heard it. Oh, that's Merkel. Oh, okay. And it's he's known to be worshipped by those like those who are obsessed with death, decay, old age, shit like that. He's typically looks over the domain of death, either passing from life into death, or those who are already dead, or passing from death into life. Probably about 15-20 minutes. If you guys sitting here chatting, talking to her, she's telling you stories. She goes over and grabs a few bowls from a cabinet and just like sets them on the table at different places, not really in front of you guys. And then she begins ladling soup into the bowls, filling them up, and then she just says,
Eat, eat, come, it's very tasty, very good.
and she ladles a bowl for herself and goes over and begins eating it.
Can we tell what this smells like at all?
It smells like stew. You looking in it, you see there's some kind of meat in there. You see there's the some cut up carrots and potatoes and other vegetables. It's like a dark gravy stew, a dark brown stew.
Did you say it's watery?
What do you mean? It like you would
Could
not
I
be able to
pretend
control water.
I just want to slosh it around and.
She gave you a spoon if you wanted to use that, like a little wooden spoon.
Sure, I'll pretend.
I'd like to ask her where she gets the meat for this stew and how she's able to acquire it.
I am very clever indeed. Many traps set up to catch the small animals around to feed me and my monkeys.
You mentioned monkeys a couple of times now. Are these large gorilla type looking ones? Thinking of the ones that we fought before.
She says, "Oh no. These are small. They flutter about throughout the trees. They're not large monkeys. They're small. They're my friends."
I thought you said you were alone here.
There's no people. I don't talk. The monkeys don't talk to me.
Guess you don't have secret animal. Wicked. Pretend to eat the soup.
Okay. Is anybody actually?
Yeah.
Is anybody actually eating it?
No. At least I'm not.
Okay.
I'm not.
Yeah, I don't think we're gonna
Okay.
eat it either.
Mercy's none of you guys eating, and he's not gonna eat it either. She's wolfing it down.
Yeah, that's not a help.
Joke's on you guys. Both cups were poisoned.
Well, I guess if she's like wolfing it down, can I reluctantly like touch it with my tongue?
Yeah.
Roll a con
It
save.
tastes all right.
taste alright? Nothing funky.
Doesn't taste strange. Like it tastes like stew. I mean, you've probably never had this exact type of stew before, but it's similar to other stews you've had while spending time in the wilderness. So you kind of recognize a few herbs that she's put in there, and you can see the potatoes and carrots and other stuff.
I guess I'll just scarf it down.
Okay. Yeah, so
Sorry.
you take it out, pour it out. Nothing happens.
And then it just brings the empty bowl back and puts it.
Okay.
I give 2 point my bowl.
Okay.
I also carry that bowl out with Mage Hand.
All right. Donar, as you eat it and continue eating it, it actually tastes pretty good. It's a nice filling, a nice hot meal. You probably don't have much anything like this the past few days you've been traveling. Much better than the dust you've been eating before. That's a nice
Great.
change. After you got done
Sweet.
eating and you're currently still breathing, Moosh kind of takes his bowl and looks at it and begins to eat it too. And he like
Breathing.
starts to enjoy it, and he continues eating it and finishes his bowl.
Cool.
Oh yeah, I gotta do something real quick.
I might need some beer for this.
What?
Oh, that's nothing. Don't worry about that.
Okay, noted.
I'm going to mention, like, as they're eating or whatnot, I'm gonna say we came across this fellow a few days ago in the jungle. He had a blue stone and mentioned something about this plateau, but we couldn't really understand him. Do you know anything about it?
Oh, yes. I remember him. That was a few days ago.
Yeah,
That
we
was years ago.
found him way out in the jungle.
Years ago?
Maybe it was a few days ago. I don't know. I don't remember. Yes,
She has no sense of time.
they were rather strange. They asked for my help, and then when I helped them, they weren't happy with it.
What sort of help did you provide them?
I brought their friend back to life.
Do that?
Yes. The Lord of Bones has helped me discover secrets to bring back the dead.
Can I
Dead
see if
being
he actually
broken.
believes that? Believes that she's gifted by Lord of Bones?
Sure. I was schooled up. She fully seems to believe this.
She fully seems to believe it.
She is convinced. She doesn't seem to be lying about this, from her point of view.
Question is, how do we even check if that's real?
Why weren't they happy when you brought his friend back to life?
I don't know. They brought him here, dead as a doornail. Dead as all the people in this town. They asked me to bring him back. So I told them what I needed. Same thing I would need for anybody else. I need the corpse, I need the large gemstone, and then I need some other humanoid to sacrifice. The sacrifice of another humanoid, and then I can bring them back. So they found another humanoid, brought him to me. I performed my rite, and their companion came back to life.
Were
And
we
they weren't
told how
happy with
long
this?
ago that was by what's his face?
I believe he mentioned some kind of time.
Was it? Would it have
I
been?
think he mentioned something along the lines of, like, he had been wandering for 10 days
Okay, but
before
would it
he
have
was
been?
captured.
Would it have been during the time the death curse was a thing?
You guys have been in the jungle for 30 days. 30 days when you met
Yeah.
him. So yes.
So she can go around that. But he was undead too, so
He was undead.
Technically,
he wasn't alive.
yeah. I'm gonna ask her. Were they goblins
No,
that came to you?
no. They didn't smell like goblins. Smelled like humans and something else. They brought a goblin, and that's what they used instead of sacrificing one of their own.
Maybe the death cloak doesn't, the death curse doesn't necessarily trigger since they're taking the life of the goblin and putting it into the dragonborn? And with
Yeah.
it came some memories or something?
Yeah, that could. Alright, yes.
That was out of character. I'm just trying to figure
No,
out what the fuck is going on.
I don't know either.
Well, we can all agree she's creepy.
Mhm.
She's creepy, but she doesn't seem evil. Necessarily.
So she was talking about bird bull.
I'm gonna ask her, does she, or in her conversations with the Lord of Bones, has anything about the death curse been mentioned that has fallen over the land?
The what? I don't know what that is. The death curse. Sounds interesting.
Someone has been meddling in the methods of death and coming back to life. We figure you and your close ties to the Lord of Bones might know something.
Yes, Bonesy would not be happy about that. But he didn't say anything to me. He hasn't said anything to me in many years.
Perhaps if we help you with these birds plaguing you and your monkeys, perhaps you could arrange a conversation for us with him? Or ask him some questions to see if he might be inclined to answer to help us out?
She pauses for a little bit and thinks. And then that's about 5 minutes of just sitting there thinking. She kind of looks back at you guys in your direction. She says,
That's not the reward I had in mind, but I think that is acceptable. If you take care of this threat to me, then I will ask Bonesy questions on your behalf.
What other reward might have you had in mind?
I was gonna give you some gems.
I mean, that works too.
But it is one or the other.
Well, if you can't get us chat together.
Sounds fair. So, we have a deal. You take care of these folk that are bothering me, and in return, I try to talk to Bonesy for you, to the Lord of Bones. If I am not able to ask your questions, then I will give you the gems.
Sounds like a fair deal for all involved.
Now,
What time is it? Midday?
It's getting to late afternoon.
How far is it to where the birds are attacking?
South end of the plateau. Shouldn't take you long to get there.
Wait, how do you know they're from the south of the plateau?
That's where they always come from.
You're blind, aren't you?
I have ears. I have a nose.
So how can you tell where it's south and what's north? Like you don't
Wind,
see the
probably.
I
sun.
have been here for hundreds of years, I think. I know which direction is north and which way is south. I do
Okay,
not
that's
forget
fair.
these things.
Just to
Shall we go
confirm,
now, or shall we go, like, halfway just to get a little bit away from creepy old lady, and then go in the morning?
I feel like coming back here in the morning would be a good.
Yeah, deal with it now, rest once it's done, come back.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah. Just to confirm, these were the, possible mud type bird creature things.
Well, they said they didn't go up onto the plateau.
So this is maybe something else.
Probably yes.
Maybe the bird people involved in holding the air?
Maybe.
Well, let's investigate.
Okay, so you guys leave the hut and start heading south.
Yeah.
Okay. I need 5 minutes because my dogs are whining like crazy and I need to take them out. So I apologize.
No
but
problem. I
will
gotta take a piss
I will
anyway.
be right back.
I'm back.
Welcome back.
We haven't encountered any bird people, have we?
I think the only bird-like stuff we've encountered have been the, like, flying snakes.
Yeah, that's not it. So I'm assuming we'd be out of the hut by this, so I could mention about the whole rehearsal story thing.
Rehearsal story thing?
Like it sounds like she's rehearsed her story.
Oh, yeah. With the, what happened to the city?
Yeah. What do you think happened actually? You think she's exaggerating, or maybe she actually believes it? But she seems pretty insane.
Yeah. she seems pretty insane with the sickness thing. And she's a fucking necromancer, so I wouldn't be surprised if something she did killed everyone.
Alright, sorry about that, I'm back. Everybody here?
Welcome back.
Yep.
Taken, you here? He's still muted, so
Maybe not.
we'll wait till he gets back.
I'm here.
Okay, cool.
He's here.
Cool.
My cats were mauling me.
Alright, nice.
You should probably not let that happen.
Okay, so you guys start heading towards the south side of the plateau. And as you continue south, the ruins of the building kind of the building ruins become fewer and farther between, as you seem to be getting towards the outskirts of where the city was, and you continue on, and you see probably 100 feet or so ahead of you the edge of the cliff, and no signs of any kind of nest or anything. You walk around a little bit. Up top, you don't see any signs of a nest or anything,
I mean,
or
there's some.
any place where there might be bird folk.
I'm gonna tie myself back off to Vorn and look over the edge.
Okay, so yeah, you go and look over the edge, and you start walking along, and you can see further down. You do see a little platform, probably about 50 feet down the cliff face. There's a small little platform, and you see an opening into the cliff.
Small platform.
It seems to be like a cave opening, and then there's just like a little bit of platform jutting out.
We're not going down, are we? Feel like we could attract them out, whatever. Do we see anything flying?
You don't see anything.
Off.
Are there any spots of droppings or anything like that on the ledge? Or is it too far to see?
It's kind of hard to make anything out.
How far away is that,
It's
roughly?
about 50 feet down. And you can see, if you had some kind of rope or something to tie yourself off to, you could probably climb down it, or lower yourself down to the edge, or to that platform.
I mean, we do have, I think, climber's kits still.
We also have Vorn, and I think I have 200 feet of rope on me. Between the dead bodies that I've looted and what came in my pack.
Oh yeah, you guys should have plenty of rope to be able to reach down to there.
Maybe I should flick a nut down there first.
It hasn't.
Flick a nut.
Flick
It
a
hasn't
nut.
failed us so far.
You're gonna waste our rations?
Yeah, these are special nuts.
These are nuts he just randomly found in his pack that he didn't put there.
And a coin went missing at the same time.
Jesus Christ.
So yeah, you wanted to throw your nut down there?
Yep, I proceed to flick
All
the
right.
nut.
Go ahead and just make one of your normal attacks. We'll use that as your ranged
you
attack
flick
to
the
try and
beam?
hit that edge, hit the platform down there. Shouldn't be too difficult. Oh yeah, easily. You chuck the nut down, and it kind of clatters against the platform, bounces around a little bit, and then comes to a rest.
Does this clacking nut noise trigger any stir in the cave opening?
Nothing seems to happen. It wasn't super loud. You could barely hear it. There's just a little bit of clattering, but nothing seems to happen.
Alright, I'm still like right around the edge, right?
Yeah, you're still looking over, being held onto, or holding onto the rope.
I'm gonna hit the horn of blasting.
Okay.
Just out off the edge.
All right. Could you put the text for that in chat? so I can see exactly what it does again.
Can he use the horn without using the magic aspect of it? Because he has to speak the command word, right?
Yeah, you can blow the horn like a normal horn.
Yeah, sure. Then I'm gonna do that.
Yeah, you can do that. All right.
And as for the text for the thing, it's a handout.
Yeah, okay, that's fine. Cool, we don't even need it anymore. Yeah, so you blow this horn, it gives off this nice, loud, appealing sound. Okay, you do see, now after you sound the horn a couple minutes later, you see a couple strange winged creatures kind of start crawling out and slowly peek their head out of the cave opening. Their heads are very long and pointed, and they have strange eyes. I wonder if I can. I'll show you one. Put it on the map. And damn it, I should have copied that one. It looks like that. These quite large. Got these strange leathery wings and sharp claws. As they both kind of poke their head out.
Muddy
Pterodactyls.
They're very friendly. Those don't look like pterodactyls. They look similar, right?
I mean, you guys have never seen them.
Fair. I'll nudge Moosh and I'll be like, "What's that?"
I don't fucking know. It looks fucking scary though.
Dude, this is the
Thing is
worst guy
huge.
ever.
I haven't seen these guys before.
He's gotten us lost like 3 fucking times. He doesn't know what the fuck anything is.
I could have just let you guys wander the jungle by yourself. Shit.
I would have had it.
Grumble.
Well, here they come. So,
And
yeah.
they haven't looked up at you guys. They're just kind of peek their head out, and they're just kind of looking around, kind of watching.
Are they directly below us?
Yeah, they're about 50 feet below where 2 is looking over the edge. Is anybody else looking over the edge?
No. Well, someone else was, I think. But
I'm just still standing there. I mean,
If you were to spill some liquid, would it fall on them?
Possibly. It's worth a shot.
I will uncork. Are we? Is this a fight thing we're doing?
Well, we were sent here to deal with them.
So that's a yes.
yes.
I will uncork the acid tap for the alchemy jug and just pour acid on them.
Okay. Okay. Let me check something.
does anyone know the spell grease?
No.
No.
It's not flammable. Alright, acid.
Oh yeah, old edition.
Okay, so for this, pouring it down, I'm gonna...
Wisdom.
I'm gonna have you do a... I mean, you're kind of aiming it, putting it in the right spot. So how about a... Ah, fuck it. This, for you doing it, it'll be a dexterity using your... with proficiency.
So that's a +2.
Okay. So go ahead and make that roll. Nice.
Got him.
Nice. So you pour the acid down, and you can roll 2d6 acid damage for that. You pour the acid down, and it splashes right on top of one of them, who doesn't even notice it coming, and it immediately burns and sizzles. It starts screeching and hollering in pain. The other one looks up immediately and sees you guys up above, and then just gives out this loud caw caw and just starts squealing. And then they both start retreating back into the cave. The one is kind of like beating at its head, trying to get the burning acid out of its head.
I will tie myself to Vorn.
Okay.
Yeah, it's probably a good idea if we're all anchored to Vorn, since these things can fly, and I'm assuming they're big enough to pick us up.
That makes sense.
Okay. So you guys all hurriedly tying yourself off to Vorn, making sure you're attached to the anchor.
Pretty much.
The creatures retreated inside the cave mouth, and a few minutes passed, and they haven't come back out at all.
Cowards.
Well, shit.
I thought they would come out.
Same.
Probably want to use the cliff to their advantage.
You guys probably have about 2 hours until darkness comes. So you still have plenty of light. You can see plenty around you, but the sun is setting off to your right.
Who doesn't have dark vision? Just Tetsu?
And me.
And you.
I think right now you're
I
the
don't think
only
I-
one. You
I
and
don't-
Mush are the only ones that have it.
Yeah.
Donar doesn't have
I
it.
don't have it either.
Dragonborn doesn't have dark vision?
No.
No.
Damn.
And the bird doesn't either.
You said this is like a 50-foot drop?
Yeah, it's 50 feet from where you guys are at the top to the ledge where they were.
I'll just jump down.
Okay.
Well, you're tied, right?
Do you?
Yeah, I was just thinking, do we want to bring the fight to them, or do we want to scout for potential other entrance to this cave, but risk having them come out at night if they're nocturnal?
Can have a quick glance for that.
Okay. So Tetsu, did you want to jump down to the ledge?
I mean, I'll take a quick look around, and if there's no other way, then yeah, I'll just pop down
Okay.
there.
Yeah. You don't just quick look around.
Right.
You don't see any other ways.
Okay. Well, then I'll try and bait him out. I'm gonna give myself like a good 60 feet of rope on the tether, and just kind of plop down.
Okay. Are you
Rappel
just
down.
jumping down, or are you like rappelling down?
I mean, it's just me jumping
Awesome.
down.
So you jump down, and it's a little. You jump down, land on the bottom. It's a little bit of a rough. It kind of jars your feet a little bit. You take 2 points of bludgeoning damage from the landing, but you're able to land on your feet. It barely hurts you. You kind of cushion yourself, and you're able to avoid most of the damage for that. Yeah, awesome.
Sweet
So
deal.
you're level 4, right? So yeah, you reduced it by 20. You take 2 points of bludgeoning damage. As you guys all see him just jump and then just like slowly fall by using the wall, kind of like a wall drag. He's just dragging his hand down it to guide himself to a
While the
nice
air
place.
dribble next.
But you land down on the platform. Looking inside the cave, can you give me a perception check? And what are the rest of you guys doing when he does this?
Keeping an eye on
Okay.
him.
Yeah.
I have fireball like half casted in case something comes out.
Awesome.
We're just there for moral support, just to make sure he doesn't.
All right, Tetsu, you got this. Have fun.
So looking inside the cave, the light from outside gives you a little bit of view distance inside, and you see about 30 feet or so of just this bare cave floor that after a few feet opens up into a larger cavern. And you see from inside it, there's this strange green glow coming. Something you haven't really encountered before, but it seems to have the effect of lighting up the surroundings. It's still not very bright. It's still very dim in there. It's hard for you to see, but it gives you a
So
little
like
bit of
it's
light.
an overall glow, not like green eyes glowing from inside the cave.
Yeah, it's this dull green light of some kind, not a reflection.
Probably some fungus.
Yeah, it's a fair assumption.
Interesting. Okay.
Tetsu is, I'll like, not whisper, but like, you know, like, talk. Can we come down?
You do not see any creatures in sight.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like we can make it, you know. You can get down here.
And if we look around,
We're
there's,
on right now.
and there's no one outside, right? That
You
would
do not see
sneak up on
anybody
us.
outside.
Shall we rappel down?
Sure.
Okay.
Rappel down, and yeah.
Okay. Do you give it Vorn any commands before you go down?
Well, I can give him commands telepathically, right?
I'm not sure.
When
Is that how it works? Can't remember.
Shield Guardian has an amulet magic.
Or George, I should say.
Shield Guardian and magically bound. I guess I can only tell him to come telepathically.
Okay.
And it knows the distance and direction. So I'm going to give it the command before we go down that if he feels tugs on the rope to pull up immediately.
Okay.
Can you give him an extra command too?
Sure.
He's under attack. Just make as much noise as he wants.
Okay.
That works.
Got it. And you can all pretty easily rappel down to the opening.
I guess now that I'm down here, I'll give myself a little extra rope length.
Okay.
Call it, whatever was this thing, 150 feet or 200?
Well, it depends on how much rope did each of you get. How much rope do you have altogether?
I had 150 feet and then whatever you guys had on your packs.
I have another 50 feet.
Okay, so we'll say you each had about 60 feet. Enough to rappel down to the edge and still be able to tie yourself and off to Vorn. He's probably just like holding the other ends of the rope, just because there wasn't enough left to actually tie it to him.
I'm gonna give Tetsu platinum ring.
Okay.
And I'm gonna cast warding bond.
Awesome.
Since you'll probably be our front line with 2, and 2's a bit more tanky than you are. So do you want me to post that, or do you know what?
Yeah, what's the platinum ring?
It's for warding bond.
Gotcha.
Yeah, go ahead and post that.
Just stay within 60 feet. I did. Just stay within 60 feet, which is plenty of distance.
That-
Yeah,
uh,
speaking of the whole me being tanky thing, yeah, if I'm 60 feet away, I don't get the absorb.
I mean, just we're 50 feet down, right?
Yeah.
Could you have him be like above you and just following you?
I don't think he knows.
I mean,
like, does he know that?
I can
exact
give him a
distance?
command to make him dig straight down to me.
Okay, so the Guardian knows how far and what direction you are from him. But
Stay above me?
So like if you wanted to say try to stay directly above me, you could. But then if you
But if
move
we go
inside
down 10 more feet, yeah.
or if you move inside the cave, there won't be enough rope for him to also move away from the cliff edge.
Yeah.
I don't think we need the rope once we're in the cave.
Yeah, my original plan was for him to stay there with the rope and leave it over the edge, so in case we have to hurry our asses out of the cave, we can grab onto the ropes, which is why I told him if he feels a tug, pull.
Gotcha.
But yeah. So now that we're on the edge, I am going to draw the flaming sword and step into the cave.
Okay. Flaming sword. What is that again?
It's just a sword,
your
and they
your
cast.
booming blade or your green flame blade.
It's the continual flame, actually.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
they put continual flame on it, so
Awesome.
basically, whenever it's outside of its holster, it's on fire.
Nice. And what's
But it doesn't add any damage or anything like that.
what's the radius on that? On the continual flame?
The brightness of a
Okay,
torch.
so 20,
so whatever a torch.
Fuck it. We'll just make it so they can see what you see. Okay, got it. Stepping into the cave. Yeah, so we'll put you on the map, that's okay. Hopefully I have this all set up right. Probably not. If not, oh well.
We'll quickly find out.
Fuck it. Okay, and you guys are on the map.
And you enter.
So y'all should be able to see a little bit. Right?
A little bit.
Barely,
Yep, and everybody's there. Okay, so that's what you see inside this cave. This small little opening, and you can see it goes deeper. And you see some hanging vines farther into the cave. What do you want to do?
First thing I'm gonna do is Divine Sense.
Okay. You do not sense any fiend, undead, or celestial.
Alright, just to let you know, since I can use that 7 times between long rest, I kind of intend to start spamming
Cool.
it.
7 times?
Paladin level
Yeah.
plus charisma modifier.
Oh, Jesus.
I think it's 1 plus your charisma, but either way, it's 1 more.
Okay, yeah, it's 6 times.
6. It's not like it's that. With this type of campaign, you can pretty much spam it anytime you feel like it's needed. Okay, so what are you guys doing now? As you see inside the cave, you do see like a few acid drips from where you pour the acid just inside, but then it tapers off as it goes deeper.
Well, guess we should creep forward, find out what the heck's in here.
I'm gonna hold a bless. If when combat is about to start, I'll cast.
Okay, so you can only hold it for 6 seconds, and then if you don't cast it, it's gone.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
In that case, before we start going in, yeah, it's 10 minutes, so I'm gonna Shield of Faith on Tetsu, so he gets +2 AC.
Okay.
He has +3 AC right now.
Okay, so you've got that, and you've got your warding bond. I don't really have a good symbol for that. Oh well. We'll get the other shield icon. Both of them. Okay. Any other spells being cast right now?
I think the only other thing that I want to do right away is burn my 2 sorcery points to get that spell slot
Sure.
back.
Anyone else want a Shield of Faith? Because I can also give that. If you and
Mush says he'll
Tex
take
do a-
it.
is he gonna go? Is he gonna go melee?
It's what he usually does when he can get close to people.
Sure. Yeah. All right. Take it.
Nice. Thank you.
Don't tell me I'm not
You
nice
won't
to you.
regret this. Oh, you were usually not nice to me, but this I appreciate.
Well, I'm nice to you when it matters,
Correct.
aren't I?
This keeps me alive. Then you can say what you want to me.
Alright, I'm going to slowly move forward,
Okay, 1 second. That's
a whopping 30 feet at a time.
all right. As you start moving forward, you see a head kind of start, or someone moving around and peeking out around the edge. And as it's coming to investigate the light, this new strange light coming into its cave, and it kind of looks around, sees you, and then it gives a start of fright, and it just lets out this caw, and I need initiative from everybody. Actually, if you could, yeah, go ahead. That's fine. Do I want to do them all separate? Yeah, I'm doing them all separate because fuck it.
Are we good?
Yeah, go ahead. Sorry. Oh, damn it.
Yeah.
There's beasts.
Fantastic beasts
Oh,
and where they
Tetsu,
came from.
look at that.
I'm ready.
Just, yeah, I'm gonna stick to the back line until it gets a bit thinner.
Okay, that's much better. Whew. Okay. Alright, did everybody roll initiative and get on the tracker? Did you roll initiative for your bird too?
Moosh is not on there.
Moosh right
Oh.
I got
there.
19 twice. Wow. That's amazing.
Nice. Shit, where's actual initiative here? Oh, there it is.
I love how Donut rolled for him and his bird got the same number.
Nice.
No, that's just me.
Okay, so
That's
Because I get advantage. Ooh, ouch. For me, I get an advantage on initiative for one of my birds.
revised ranger, yeah. Okay.
3.
Doesn't your Bloodhawk also get it?
Nope.
Yeah, no.
Okay, so Tetsuin, you're the first to act after this bird lets out this screeching call. What do you want to do?
Well, the guy making the blood call towards us, I'm just basically water whip this guy and see if I can't pull him over towards
Okay.
us.
And you guys all see right here this like hanging curtain of leaves. It's like not the cave wall, but it's these leaves that are hanging down, or this some kind of strange cave moss hanging down and covering, making it hard to see what's behind there. Okay, so water whip. What does he have to do? A dex save? Dex saving
Yeah.
throw from this creature. Okay, I'm gonna use the name from this terrafolk. Is that a success or fail?
DC. What's your DC, Tetsu?
You know, I'm not sure what that is.
What's your wisdom mod?
Well, it's 16, so 3.
So your DC would be a 13.
So that's a fail.
So I'm gonna drag him towards us.
Nice.
And what does he take? 1d10? No, he doesn't take anything.
So it takes. Okay, so the 4 damage, and you're gonna drag it right up close to you. Right there.
Yep.
I guess it would be probably there. All right.
Basically, pull him away from the back end of the cave towards us and see if. Now, is that my main action or bonus action?
I believe that's a bonus action.
All right. Well, then I will whack him in the face.
All right.
You whack that guy in the face.
You as he's like you pull him towards you, and then you bring down your staff on him. He kind of lands on the ground and just ducks underneath your swing. Why did that not? Is this not playing? Why did it not play?
And I will hold strong right
There we
here.
go. Okay. I'm gonna do this, make it a little easier. Mush is gonna come charging up, get to be right there, and he's gonna point at the creature and then chuck a hand axe, because that's what he does. Hand axe hits and just lodges in the side of the creature. Why is that not rolling damage? I ain't got time for this. 4 points of damage. Nice one, Mush.
Snake eyes.
I have it an auto roll damage and crit. Why are you not auto rolling? Come on, roll 20. Alright. That'll be it for his turn. Now, a couple of them get to move. Okay.
They seem very large.
They are very large. You see another one come out from over here and just start flapping its wings and cawing. Then it'll crawl further up next to you.
Oh
And
god.
then you see one burst out from the curtain. and move a little bit further forward.
And
Okay.
another.
Donar.
Okay. Well, I'm going to keep a healthy distance away from this, and let's see. Take a
Where's the ledge,
pot.
by the way?
It's about 10 feet off screen.
Oh.
So you have a
This is
little bit
all-
of room there.
To be
The okay, and real quick, the ceiling here is about 20 feet high.
damn.
So they can fly.
So there's like some room for them to fly around. It's not a whole lot of maneuverability, but they could take the air. Right now they're just like crawling around the ground towards you guys.
So to confirm, this is like this is a solid base. There's no like, there's nothing to climb on. This is basically like this stuff is just basically moss
Yeah.
and leaves. That's on the
Some
ground.
strange kind of
This-
fungi.
Okay.
This area over on this side is where the curtain is, but what about this side? Is this hard rock?
That seems to be Hard Rock Cafe.
Ha. Aha. Well, I am going to take a pot shot with an arrow at this
Okay.
one over here.
Do it.
I can find my here. There we go. Boom. Please do me well.
Nice.
Hey.
Yeah, your arrow
That's
lodges
pretty
into his shoulder, and he's looking pretty rough. Or she.
All right. I think that'll end my turn. I'm just gonna stand behind
Okay.
him.
I'm moving. But sure.
I don't care.
I'm going right there.
Question. For a cone, if I did it off in this direction, would it catch these two next to
Okay,
me?
so how cones work with a grid is it'll be one square right next to you, one square right next to you, and then two squares that you get to pick, and then three squares that you get to pick. For
Okay.
okay, that's for like a 15-foot cone. Yeah,
That
that's
makes
right.
sense.
That's
Yeah.
right. 1, then 2, and then 3, and then 4, and then 5, and 6,
Gotcha.
depending on how far you go.
So,
So you could
basically,
hit-
I'd only be
You
able
could
to
hit these two, just not all three.
hit-
I mean, if
Yeah.
you move down south, you would get. You
This
could-
is the one with the hunter's mark is the one that's been hit already, right?
That one's looking pretty rough.
Who?
Oh yeah, that's a hit. Nice. And you cut the throat.
The 5 fire damage goes to the one next
All
to
right.
him.
You cut the throat of that, the smaller one that you guys have been attacking, and it falls dead. With a screech.
With a screech. Oh no.
Of pain.
Yeah, sure. Done.
Okay. Another one comes out. Hey, and just like comes crawling through the curtain right up there. And just like stands over its dead comrade, looking down of it, and then it's gonna.
I'll stack them floor to ceiling.
Yeah, it's actually like on top of it. The body of the other one is probably a good 4 or 5 feet high, so it's just like climbed up on top of it, and then it's just gonna try to. It's gonna bring its jaws down and bite you, and then it's gonna slash you with each of its claws. All right, so the bite coming down on you. Does the 18 hit you? Why are you not
Nope.
rolling my damage? It doesn't hit.
Nope.
Awesome.
That's interesting.
I bet you it's the update that fucked that up. All right, and then its claws. There we go.
Nope.
Okay, so the last one does 4 points of damage to you. Can you go ahead and give me a con save to see if you can hang on to your Shield of Faith? Oh,
Rip your 20
Yeah.
AC. That's
Rip Shield of Faith as you're hit with this claw. It kind of just knocks off your concentration enough to lose the spell.
I go back and do
Next, we have another one. That's
And another one.
there, and then it gets to be. This one is going to be hovering above the ground, right there, as it's looking at you guys and screeching. All right, Azith.
Azith is going to... It's going to go ahead and go over to this one.
Okay.
This one right here, and beak attack. No, not beak attack. Yeah, beak attack. Does it matter which one? Because one has a parentheses with dragons.
Yeah, so it will do more damage if it's against dragons. So this is not a dragon.
Oh, I see. Okay, yeah, this is not a dragon. Okay, so yeah, he'll attack with his beak.
So
I may have did it.
yeah, so that's just a 12, but a 12 is still enough to hit as it pierces through the tough skin and causes the terrafolk to bleed.
And then he might just fly back here.
Okay.
Just a little bit.
So actually, he would get advantage on that because of the pack tactics. But as he flies away, this one's gonna try to bite him, just snatch him with his jaws. Oh my gosh!
Does he have flyby or not?
He does not. So that's a hit. That's fuck. 17 points of piercing damage.
17.
Yeah, because it's a critical, so it's a 9 plus the max damage, which is 8, so 17.
Oh my god.
How much HP does he have?
Not that.
Is he like dead? Okay, he's got 12. 12 is his max, so
yeah, he's got 12.
he's just unconscious. Why does it say 7 there? I should fix that. Okay, but now he'll be at 0. Okay, so that is fixed. Hopefully it'll still be fixed for next time we do this. As the bird starts to fly away, it just gets snatched out of the air and slammed to the ground by the jaws of this large winged beast. Ebb.
I will move to there. And now it's lagging, but it's gonna drop in a second.
Okay. Okay.
That would be the one attacking that just killed the bird. It's trying to drop it. It's not working. Oh.
Oh, I just put it on. Did you put it on too?
Yeah, I tried to put it there, but it didn't
Great. That is a hit as your trident slams into him.
Also a quick same dude.
And he fails. Takes another 2 damage as he's slammed and then burned up a little bit with the radiant fire.
Still looking
Okay.
farther.
You see another one come flying out. This one is, you see they move much faster when they're in the air. He's gonna fly up here. Where does he want to get to? He's gonna be, fuck, I don't want to put him, see, that's annoying. So he's gonna be directly above 2. Yeah, he's gonna be in the air above 2. But that's like super annoying. That's okay. So he's just flies over you, and he's gonna try to hit you. Hit you with his claws. For that, question 2, unless there's something that says it doesn't work, then it'll work.
Sweet.
So yeah, he's gonna just fly above you and attack you a few times.
Nope.
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 But you just like duck down underneath the reach of Errol's claws and his beak, as it doesn't seem to hit you. All right, Tetsu, you now see one hovering up above your head and 2 more in front of 2. What do you want to do?
I'm going to sort of like leap around
Okay.
over to this square here.
Okay, so you're moving past these guys, and they might be able to attack you as you move out of their reach, especially the one next to you. So he'll get a swipe on you as you move away, unless you attack him first.
Yeah, I mean, I need to move. Well, no, I guess I could just move up 1 space, maybe.
You were right here, right?
Yeah, and if you within 5 feet of me too. I can use protection fighting style too, by the way.
Okay, so
Okay.
this one above you gets a strike as you're moving away. Are you using protection? Okay,
Yes.
so he'll have you at disadvantage as he tries to bite you. So yeah, as he goes down to bite you,
Oh.
2 just kind of throws his shield in the way and knocks his jaw off to the side, and you're able to duck out of the reach of his jaws.
Cool. And I'm gonna cast Thunderwave
Ooh.
in like a cube.
Yeah.
Basically these 3 cubes to try to hit these 4 guys.
Okay. Okay, so it's 10 feet on a side, so it's like a 2x2.
Oh, see, I thought it was 15 feet.
I believe it's 10 feet.
It's no, it's 15 foot cube originating from
Awesome.
you.
Then yeah, you could do that.
Nice.
Okay. Yeah, Thunderwave. Where's that? And
Yeah, so he's not higher than 15 feet, so it's gonna hit them. Yeah, we'll say it hits all of them. Awesome. Constitution saving throw. So top left, top right. That one floating. Oh, they're not at advantage. That's okay though. We're not at disadvantage. That's okay though. So your DC is 13. So one top left and bottom right each succeed. The other 2 take 10 or 11 damage. Nope. Wait a minute. Are you enhancing it?
No, that's a to hit for some reason.
Okay.
It's
Oh,
not
I
a
see.
to
I see.
hit.
So it's just 11. So 11 damage, or half to those that
so I don't
succeeded.
actually have to put the to hit in the attack thing there.
Oops.
That's a DC. You can just it's in the SRD, so you can drag it into your spell sheet.
Oh, okay. Yep, I have it as basically in the attack section.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Okay. The one in the air, as he gets pushed away from you, he kind of bumps into the ceiling, and I'm gonna see if he can regain his balance without falling. Yeah, he's able to kind of right himself and still stay in the air. This one gets pushed 10 feet back. Okay. Nice. Cool. Awesome. Anything else you're doing?
I will make one more blow at the one right next to us here.
Okay, I don't know if you can, because that was your action, right? Yeah.
Yeah, it's an action.
Yeah,
cast.
so you only get the extra attack if you take the attack action. So if you're casting the spell, if you're doing this one instead, then you don't.
Yeah,
get
so
that.
I'll give him just that extra attack, the unarmed.
What's up?
I'll just give him the extra unarmed attack.
But you get the unarmed strike when you take an attack.
So like,
And
so
you
because
cast a spell
you casted
instead.
the spell, you don't get the unarmed. Because the unarmed is relied on attacking with like your weapon.
it's like you get 2
gotcha.
quick strikes, but like the casting the spell takes a little bit longer for you to do, so there's not enough time for you to recover from that and then punch somebody.
No problem. Well then, we'll hold.
Okay. Moosh is gonna come running up to this guy. Transfer his hunter's mark, even though it looks like it's still on that one. And then try to bash his skull with his big old maul. Hey!
Oh,
that-
fucking
Oh my gosh. Okay, so that's 14, 26, 29, 35.
Safe to say he's fucking
35 points of damage on this critical. As
Wow.
he just literally pulverizes the skull of this terrafolk and just like shatters it. There is no head remaining. It's just the body, which kind of wriggles a little bit and then falls dead on top of the other body.
Who's going for that pink mist?
And like the stack of bodies now is probably about 8 feet high or so. So like the rest of the terrafolk can't even see him standing behind the bodies, and they just see this head just shatter. And he kind of pauses for a little bit. He's like, "Ha ha! See, that's what I can do." All right, this one standing next to 2 and Tetsu. Tetsu, he does not like what you just did, so he's gonna unload on you with 3. No. He's gonna try to grab you. He's gonna grapple you. All right, so this is gonna be, you can do it either athletics or acrobatics. As he tries to grab you. Oh shit! So he picks you up.
You trip and
And
fall.
then he begins flying out here.
He has half movement because he's dragging someone.
Correct.
Okay.
So he gets to right there with his turn as he latches onto your shoulder and you're not able to wriggle away. And you're probably only about 10 feet above the ground right now as he's flying towards the entrance. See right next to you? Yeah. Two, you already used your reaction, right? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I already used my reaction.
Okay, this one now, who just got pushed back, he's gonna fly up and then land in front of you and go to town on you. So it's gonna be a bite and 2 claws.
Ooh.
Ouch.
So those first 2 hit, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's 15 points of damage.
Oh boy.
What's your, what are you at right now?
I need to select. I'm at 13.
Okay.
Oh
So
boy.
let me check that one rule you were asking about. See exactly what it says, if there's any particular limitations. Okay. Okay. So the problem is, I believe for that spell to take effect, there has to be some kind of line of sight, so it like wouldn't work through the rock. Let me make sure, as long as it's not just like within a certain range. Oh, and it's a touch spell.
What?
The one that you cast beforehand?
Oh, you mean Warding
No,
Bond?
no, for 2.
No. For
Yeah,
me.
so the one you
Oh.
cast, it would not take effect right now because you're not close enough.
Fuck. And I already used my reaction. So
Okay.
Did it go out of range of Donar? Because it would have had to pass in front of
Yeah,
him.
so Dornar.
no, he's talking about the stored spell that I had in Vorn.
No, I get that, but he still flew by Donar.
That was the turn for this one right here. The one before, yeah, Dornar, if you wanted to strike this one, if you wanted to like try punching him as he went by, you could.
As a reaction?
Yeah.
Well, I was thinking about it. I didn't know if I had a reaction. That was the
Yeah,
thing.
you would. I don't think you used it on anything.
Yeah, and you get your reaction back on your turn.
If you hit, the damage would be 2 points of damage, if you wanted to do that.
I mean,
Unless
I
you-
might as
Okay.
well. Would I be able? What would I be?
It would be,
Reacting with,
I mean,
like-
it's your strength plus proficiency, so just make an athletics check.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Athletics. Well, this is good.
Nice, yeah. So as it flies by, you just kind of like punch it. You let go of your both one of your hands and just punch it, and you hear a little crack as you hit it. Okay. So that was it.
Okay.
But it is your turn now, Donar. What do you want to do?
Okay, well, I do want to come over to Azith and basically just pick up his body and put it in my
Okay.
pack real quick. And I will... Would I also be able to drop my bow where it is, take out my daggers, and try and stab this one? Or is he too far off the ground?
You could reach him. He's probably about 10 feet or so off the ground, and you're pretty tall, so you'd be like able to jump up and reach him. But I'd say you'd be able to draw 1 dagger at this time to attack him. Just
One?
Yeah, just because you're already picking up your bird and stowing him, and then also drawing
Okay.
a dagger at the same time. So if you wanted to do 1 dagger and then attack him, you could, and then draw the other one next turn.
I'll probably just try and shoot an arrow at
Sure.
him for now.
Yeah, you can do that. Nice. Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Your arrow lodges in his back. He screams and then falls and drops Tetsu.
Oh, thank God.
Great
Awesome,
success.
sweet.
Okay.
And then I will, I'll take a precautionary measure and just move back
Okay.
here.
Right. Got 2 right here. How high up is the one that's flying?
About 10 to 15 feet. You'd be able to reach him with your longsword.
So, question real quick. I have my reaction back now, right?
Correct.
Because the reaction was used before my turn?
Correct.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
The question is, do I heal? Yeah, fuck it.
I mean, I'm right.
Damn it!
Welp. Yeah, so you swing down, and they both just kind of flap their wings, and the buffeting of air pushes you back a little bit. You're not able to get enough power to cut any skin.
Like Rocket League. With.
Okay. Anything else you're doing?
I'm just gonna yell at him. That didn't hurt, you little bitch. Now come down here and fight like a human.
Awesome. Alright. Well, you see another one come flying out here and just like fly over these bodies, and he sees the little dwarf, so he's going to try to grab the dwarf with his action. Okay, and for Moosh, come on Moosh, do better than that. Well, oh, what the hell? How are these messed up? How do you mess up the math on? Oh my gosh, that update fucked up all these sheets. It has the wrong numbers here. Okay, on the sheet it literally said 14 plus 1. It still says 14 plus 1 instead of 14 plus 2. But anyway, he's gonna try to break out. Yeah, it's not. I'll have to go through this later.
That's a 12.
Yeah, so that's a 12. So the Terrafolk grabs him and just pulls him up a little bit, and Moosh is now being held by this Terrafolk as he's trying to smack him with his Skull Basher. That one is dead. This one is not dead, so he's gonna leap up on top of these bodies. So he's now like 10 feet up in the air, looking down on you. He sees his friend has Moosh, so he's gonna go for you, 2. Do any of those hit?
Nope.
Okay, so why don't you describe what happens? How does he miss you with all 3 attacks? What do you do?
Duck.
Okay, so as he's coming up and he's just reaching down on you, you're kind of using the dead bodies in front of you as cover and moving them in the way, and he can't quite reach you.
He's just dead.
Can you roll a d20 for me, Donar? For
Yes.
Azith's death save? If you could whisper it, that would be awesome. Oh, holy shit. You hear... Okay.
Fuck a Bloodhawk. He's just
Awesome. That's awesome. So as you're kind of firing this bow and moving around, you hear this fluttering sound come from inside your pack as your pack flips open and your bird comes flying back out of it, ready to do what you want. It still looks badly hurt, but it's back breathing and flying, and it lets out this loud caw, mimicking the sounds of the Terrafolk and screaming back in defiance.
That is fucking amazing.
And it is
I
his
love this
turn.
thing.
Do you want him to do anything?
I do. I want him. Which one's the lowest?
The one
Can I tell?
over here is the one that's been hurt a lot. But there's quite a
Okay,
few.
so
This
he's-
one's looking pretty hurt too. But there's quite a few other ones around too.
I don't think he's gonna do anything just cause. Well, no, he'll go for this one just cause he's closest
Okay.
to it. So and he won't get swiped by anyone
Correct.
else. So does not have advantage there. Damn it.
Well, actually, Moosh is
Yeah,
there.
so you can roll again because he does have advantage. Mushi's right next is kind of distracting
okay.
this guy.
Awesome. So roll again.
Nice.
Damn it.
That's a hit. As he just
Okay, there we go.
takes a big old chunk out of this Terrafolk.
And then he tries to fly back.
Okay, it will swipe him if he flies away.
Never mind.
Okay.
He will stay there
Okay.
and then end his turn.
Awesome. Asher, come here. Eb, what do you want to do?
I will spiritual weapon the one who has Moosh, which I believe is this
Correct.
boy. And that is a big old.
Oh, fuck yeah!
That is a 15.
Correct. How does the spiritual weapon kill it?
It just like, as it's flying to go next to Moosh, it just goes right through the Terrafolk, and it's like, oh, well, it's dead already.
Moosh lands on the ground, looks up and sees it, and kind of looks over at you and gives you a little nod.
I wink at Moosh as I walk forward to 2, and I give him a nice little, let's do a level 1.
Nice.
Thank you.
And another. And that would, yeah, I'm gonna stay right there.
Okay. This one's not very appreciative of what you did. It's gonna attack you 3 times.
Protection fighting
Okay,
style.
so the first one, well,
Misses.
yeah.
I just figured I'd use it.
Nah, it's worth
We'll
a
say
shot.
it'll be on the next one. I'll give him disadvantage on this one. Well, at least they both don't hit. Does a 20 hit you?
Barely.
What's going on? Phone was going crazy. Okay, and then the last one coming at you, normal, no disadvantage. Does a 16 hit?
No.
Okay, so you just take the 5 points of damage.
I need a con save for that Shield of
Awesome.
Faith.
Yeah, you're fine. Other one over here comes flying out. Who does he want to try to grab? He's going to try to grab 2. As he is... there's not room for him to fly by to grab you. That's disappointing.
Haha! They can't grab you and fly away if you've got a meat shield in front of you.
There's two,
of
there's
them.
2 floating above you, right?
And then there's
There's
a pile
the 2
here.
right next to me and the pile that this one's on.
Let's see. I believe this one is in the air. That one's on the
Yeah.
ground. Yeah, so he's gonna try to fly over here. Oh, it's in the air. So he's just gonna fly and land right there, underneath his friend.
Of course.
Don't know who he's gonna attack though. This is gonna be random. Eb, you're a lucky fellow. So he's just gonna lay into you. Oh, why did it roll 3 times? Oh my gosh! If only he had 4 attacks.
Oh.
Too bad.
At least it's only 3.
Wasted one of my 20s. Does 18 hit? Okay,
No.
so you take 4
So-
and then 14. So 18 total points of damage. And then one more. The second one was 14. 14 plus 5, right? Oh, it's half the damage.
Alright,
you're
sorry,
fine.
so
You're fine.
5, 4 plus another.
4 plus 14. 18 total points of damage. But you maintain
Alright.
concentration.
Thanks.
Yep. As long as you're still conscious.
Yeah, thanks. I'm fine.
Okay.
Still have
Tets
16 health.
Tetsu, you have just landed back on your feet, standing next to the dead body of the Terrafolk. You see a few more come out to start wailing on your friends. What do you want to do?
Well, just seeing what that guy just did to Eb, I'll strike back at him.
Okay, you can be. He's actually on the ground. You can be like right there. Sorry, I'll change this. There. Yeah. So this one right here is on the ground.
Got it. Well, maybe I'll get over here. Then.
Okay.
And we'll throw the bow staff
Do it.
at the guy that just struck Eb.
That's 2 straight ones for you. Come on, man.
I know. I'm so pissed. I'm gonna flurry.
Okay.
And we'll unarmed and unarmed.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Fuck yeah. So that's 11, 16 points of damage. Nice. As you just smash him twice in anger after your staff he just knocks your staff to the side. He's looking bloodied now. Moosh landing back on his feet. He wants to go help Eb, but he's just gonna continue. He's gonna try to hit this one that's above his head. As he's gonna again transfer his hunter's mark. Don't want to forget that.
the next one on the pile, the next one on the pile.
It's just moving up the pile.
He's like Babe Ruth, just moving his hand up, calling you shots.
Well, it was after the crit. Didn't really expect anything else. As he swings, he can't get enough height on it and just smashes his skull basher into the wing of the dead one that the other one is on top of. Then we got some Terra Folk, a dead one, and a not dead one who is on the ground. He's going to try to grab you, too. So if you could give me either athletics or acrobatics.
Athletics or acrobatics.
Oh yeah, nice. So as he kind of grabs onto your arm, you just wrench your hand away, and he can't get any latch and just screams in your face. Donar.
I am going to.
It's happening.
Basically, just gonna take another shot. I'm gonna try and save Tetsu here with that one.
Roll your attack. Awesome. As you fire your bow, you feel your aim is true. But as the arrow flies from your bow, it curves at the last moment and slams into Eb's shoulder. And just embeds itself. Eb, you feel this sharp sting as you look back and you see the arrow of Donar sticking out of your shoulder. Donar, this is not something that's happened before. You've never seen this. The arrow was flying true, straight towards the Terrafolk. Something altered its course to fly into your companions.
Actually, I have resistance to that,
You take
thankfully.
2 points of damage.
But I lose my shield of faith.
No!
Oh no.
Wait. What happened?
As he
fuck?
fired
Something.
his arrow, it curved and hit Eb. Somehow.
I
Great.
just look at my hand and look at my bow, and I look confused as I back away in my turn.
Okay.
Rob, do I know of this? I know of that property, right?
Not at the moment.
Okay.
Wishing I was a lot closer to Ed. You deflect missiles.
I'm still got 14 health.
Utterly
Damn this,
confused
the
right
whole, it only hits one square in front of me. It'd be nice if they could line up for
Well,
me.
they're large, so you'd be able to hit 2 of them if you wanted.
Yeah, I'll go for, like, these
Okay.
two.
Sure. Yeah, this one's on the ground. Is this your horn? Oh, this is your horn.
Nice. Oh, look at that
Let me,
damage.
let me pull this thing up.
Which means I think it's a D120 or lower, and it explodes on me.
Correct. So let's do that. Okay, you're good.
Oh,
So a Constitution saving throw from those two. Top one, bottom one. Okay, so one will take 20 points of damage, and it's thunder damage. Okay. Yeah, this is fucking loud, guys. Well, that guy.
We may not be able to hear.
It's ringing your ears, and you're all kind of just deafened just for a moment from this loud blasting noise inside this confined space, as that one just gets shoved back and pulverized. The other one kind of is able to resist it for the most part, but he's still looking kind of rough and shaken, and everybody's just kind of looking around in a daze. Half as much. Oh, yeah, they are deafened. Well, he's dead. But this is a confined space, so you guys are all just kind of stunned for a little bit. So no casting vicious mockery. For all those of you who love to do that. Okay. Anybody? Anything else you're doing?
I'm reminded of a previous campaign.
I have 2 bards in my other campaign. Anything else you're doing too?
oh boy, poor you.
See, using that was my action,
Yeah.
right?
And
I'm.
what's the command word? Did you pick something for it? What did you shout?
Shazam!
Awesome. Great.
I'm also gonna do Shield of Faith on myself.
Nice. Okay.
And that's it.
Okay. This one is dead. This one is not. I think. Let me make sure it's the right one. Yes, that one's not
Yeah.
dead. Moosh is right there. Moosh looks nice and squishy. He's gonna. Nah, yeah, he wants to get you guys out of here. He's gonna grab Moosh. And possibly fly with Moosh. Man, they were rolling well on these. Holy shit. Come on, Moosh.
Clutch.
Oh, he grabs Moosh. And flies. There.
Try it.
With Moosh in tow.
Fuck.
Damn it.
So 2 and Ebb, you both get an attack of opportunity. Nice, that 15 hits. Nice.
And can I do that?
I don't know. Is that only on your turn?
It's
No.
on any melee that
Fuck
hits.
yeah, you can do that. And you're doing it at level 2?
Get
21.
smote,
Yeah.
bitch.
So as he flies away with Moosh in tow, well, what happens?
Oh.
He's dead. He's dead. What happens?
I'm gonna cut off one of his wings and basically just a massive boost of light out of his wings.
Awesome. Yeah, so right after you guys are deafened from the thunderous noise, you're blinded by this flash of radiant light as this Terrafolk grabs Mush, starts flying away. Chew is just like, slams his sword into him. There's this flash of light, and all of a sudden, half the Terrafolk is just burnt to ash, laying on the ground in a pile on the ground. The other half is fallen down, bleeding out, or actually not even bleeding out, just cauterized.
Just get
Yeah.
fucked.
So he had 21 hit points, so you needed 14. So that was good.
And I did 28.
You needed to roll above average, and you did well above average.
Very much so.
You needed I meant 14 from your divine smite. So yeah, that was nice. That was nice. So he's dead. Azith sees 2 more over here. He's maybe a little stunned from all the things that are going on in this tiny cave. What does he want to do? Donar?
We got birds on birds on birds.
What is
Burps.
Azith doing?
He'll be trying to get this one. Tetsu seems like he's kind of cornered, so he'll just attack.
Okay.
And very much not succeed.
I also has advantage because I'm
Yep,
there.
roll it one more time.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, if anybody is next to him, then next to the enemy. Oh, it doesn't matter.
That's even worse.
So yeah, if there's anybody next to the enemy, you get
2
advantage.
and a 1.
But he's still recovering and still a little blinded, and his ears are deafened, so he can't quite aim right. He's flying a little wobbly. Anything else he's doing? He's staying there. Probably smart.
Yeah, because if he tries to move away, he'll get swiped.
Yep.
So swipe or no swipe.
Okay. Ebb. Man, this stuff is all fucked up. Nice.
Still
It's
alive.
still alive. It's looking bloodied now.
And what about the one next to him?
He's looking pretty rough.
Take that 1 damage.
Let's see. Nope.
Damn it.
Oh wait, there's 2 of them. Oh no, there's one of them. Never mind. Yeah. So
No, that one's also.
it's up in the air. Fuck it. Yeah, I don't care. It's 1 damage.
Otherwise, I would have used
Yeah.
something
So
else.
they both. They're just like, fuck you. That they can't even hear.
Alright.
It's so loud. The thunderous noise is so loud they couldn't even hear you. Why is this all fucked up? Okay.
Word
this
of
one,
subpar radiance.
He's gonna say fuck this and fly away. And fly out. He's gonna disengage and fly out the cave.
Oh.
Oh yeah, he's not just leaving. Yeah, he's getting out of here. This one's gonna do the same thing. Disengage and leave. As you now see
Can
them,
I take a reaction
they're
shot to
about
that
30.
last one?
Well, they're flying away. You could like run to the edge and still be able to see them. They're about 30 feet off screen. All right, so we'll keep going for whoever has range enough to get that. Tetsu.
Well, if you're still in range, I'll pop into the cave opening and throw a shuriken.
Okay, what's the range on your shuriken?
I believe these are like 20, 30. Let me see here. Yeah, 20, 60.
20, 60. Okay, so if you could move a little bit more forward, they're 30 feet off. Yeah, so if you from right there, you'd be able to hit them just with disadvantage.
Okay.
Because they're 30 feet away.
It's 26.
Yep.
Right.
So more than 20 feet is disadvantage.
Yeah.
All right, roll one more time for the disadvantage.
Shuriken?
Nice. Doesn't matter. You slam into one of them. Did you want to hit the one that was more hurt or less hurt? The one that was close to death or not close to death?
More. Let's go with more
Okay,
hurt.
so your shuriken slams into the body of this thing, and it gives a large screech, and then just plummets.
Yeah. I'll teach you. Run away.
Moosh is gonna... He's gonna, I think, check out the cave.
Hasn't Moosh been picked up and dropped like 6
He
times?
does not want to go towards the cave edge, so he's gonna go over here. Okay. Terrafolk's dead. Dornar, you're gonna run closer and fire at him?
Yeah.
Okay, so that was a 23. Yeah, so that's a hit. Your arrow slams into him, but he keeps flying. He's looking really bad, but he's continuing on. That was you. 2.
I'm also going to move to the edge, even though I'm the light source for the party. And
Oh, fuck! Their AC is 12. So your firebolt, he kind of glances back as it's coming and just dives just in time to avoid your firebolt.
they're 30 feet off the edge, right?
Yes.
I'm assuming their speed is also 30?
They've been moving more than that.
Faster than that.
Well, I still got 2 more turns, 1 more turn to try and hit them.
They're actually only 20 feet off the edge. From the very edge.
Well, give Azith a shot. I'm sure he'll manage.
Okay.
Wait, if he plummets, is he? Yeah, he's most likely dead.
Probably.
Chances are, if any of you
I think
plummet,
I'm gonna-
they're dead. Okay, that one's dead. Is Azith gonna do anything?
Technically, I could just bring him back anyway, so I might as well try it.
Okay. What's Azith's speed?
There's only 1 left, so...
His speed?
Yeah.
Fly 60.
Oh yeah, he can catch up to him if you want to fly up right next to him and attack him.
Oh yeah. for
Nice.
Sure. He doesn't get advantage on this one,
Correct.
does he?
This is a straight.
Okay.
Doesn't
Alright.
matter. So as Azith, this tiny red hawk flies after this massive brown-skinned leathery beast, and just flies right up, lands on its head, and then just starts pecking at its nose, at its eyes and stuff. The thing gives a last little caw as Azith just skewers one of the eyeballs, rips it out, and the thing plummets. Azith shoves off of it and then flies back to you, and drops the eyeball in your hand as a trophy.
I will pocket that.
Awesome. Okay, so
Must be so squishy.
all
Now I have to.
Wow, I can
now I have
tell.
to add it to my fucking backpack.
yeah.
Hey, it might be a spell
Yeah,
component.
it's actually a magical eye and it weighs 20 pounds. No, yeah, so you can add that. Don't have to worry about the weight.
It weighs 20 pounds. Magical.
If you put it on in the other end, like the big end of a telescope, it gives you hawk vision or some shit.
I'm gonna start casting Prayer of Healing
Okay.
while we're going through this.
Awesome.
Let me know when it goes off.
That's 10 minutes, right?
Yeah.
What is everybody else doing immediately after the battle?
I am tending to Azith. Is he fully healed after that?
No, he's still at 1 hit point.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
I will.
By the way, my prayer of healing will heal him to max.
Okay, yeah, that'd work.
6 years. But let's. I'm assuming we've cleared out what's left.
You can investigate more of the cave if you'd like, but no other terrafolk have come after you.
I'd assume that the Horn of Blasting would have called or scared away everything else in here.
Yeah, chances are.
Matter of fact, it's probably a good thing that the cave didn't just collapse when that went off.
Wait, now that you mention it, no, I'm just kidding.
Rocks
Yeah,
fall, you
exactly.
die.
I mean, 1 out of a 100.
Okay, so Ebb's casting a spell. What are the rest of you guys doing?
I'm gonna investigate around the cave to see if I see anything of interest.
Just everybody can give me an investigation.
I'm just kind of moving around to spread the light
If you
around.
don't have dark vision and you're not just walking with 2, you'll have disadvantage on the investigation, just because it's still dark around here. Psh, fuck you, Mush.
Jesus.
A disadvantage on investigation.
Well,
It's a cave.
I was
Damn.
next to 2 point when I rolled that.
Dorno, you can turn off the whisper to GM and turn off the disadvantage.
Oops,
Oh yeah,
whoops.
not disadvantage is fine.
Yeah.
I don't think you'd be able to actually investigate while you're casting the spell.
That's fair. Yep. Okay.
Fuck you guys. That was so bad. That's okay though. It's a dark
we're
cave.
still
There's not a
missing,
whole lot of light here.
Oh no.
The only thing you find of any value investigating through this, it smells. You find in that back corner, it smells pretty bad, and you find a big old pile of shit. It seems to be their little pooping place when they can't get out the cave mouth to do it. They do it in the corner. And
I stepped in it, but I'm completely oblivious.
yeah, you'll probably notice the smell later on. Who would find this? Donar, as you're just like walking along, you trip over something that you didn't even see, and then you see laying down. As you like fall right on top of it, your hand goes into something squishy, and like you pull it back out, and as you look closer, and you use the light of the fungus and get a good look, you see your hand written inside the body of some dead explorer. It's been ripped open, and a lot of its middle section is missing. You see a few beak marks on the bones that you can see. It seems they were eating this, and your hand just like went straight inside this as you tripped over it and fell. Pretty nasty. You probably start back at first. But you see there's 2 of them actually here, 2 partially eaten explorers, completely dead, like no chance of coming back. And then you see there's
death curse and all.
they don't really have. You do see there's like a small backpack next to them, but other than that, you don't see anything else around you. Hey, wait, come here.
For the little ledge with the curtain, did we check behind that too?
Yeah, sorry, that was for you guys investigating the whole thing. I'll get rid of this. My apologies.
Okay.
Yeah, you guys were investigating back there too. That's actually where he found the dead body was. We'll say over there as he's just walking and trips over it.
Oh, interesting.
Nice little monster cavern you had back
Yeah.
here.
Piece of candy.
Seems like they may have just like stored it, I guess.
They could have been actively eating this, and they just hadn't gotten around to finishing them off.
Well, shall we, considering I'm assuming we want to rest up before going back, maybe just go tug on the ropes for Vorn to pull us back up and make camp on the edge before going back and dealing with the lady?
I wouldn't mind resting here.
True.
It's defensible.
Smells kind of dank in here, dude.
We'll clean it up. I got water. And am I done with my prayer while they search?
Oh yeah, 10 minutes later you finish your prayer.
All right. Azith, myself. Who else is injured?
I already put myself up to max.
Ah, come on, dude. I was already using it. Why the fuck
Well,
am I using a
sure,
second level on a bird?
sure. You heal me for 9. Thank
Okay.
you.
Have 19.
Okay.
Although that should have been fucking Vorn, but apparently I gave him a touch spell. So
Wait.
yeah,
Now, if you want to message me the spell you gave him again, I'm pretty sure I know what it was. But yeah.
it was just cure
Yeah,
wounds.
that's a touch spell.
So yeah, Eb, for in the future, you have ranged healing, right?
Yeah, but I think it has to be you that puts it in. Read your thing.
A spellcaster can store a single spell within a shield guardian, which can then cast the spell on command under specific conditions.
Pretty
Yeah,
sure it's supposed to be
whoever is wearing the amulet can cast.
a spellcaster who wears the Shield Guardian's amulet can cause the Guardian to store. Is it an attunement item?
Nope.
Or can I just put the amulet
it
on?
Is
I'm
I'm saying this is an attunement item. So yeah, you would have to put it on, attune to it, and then you could cast a spell. Then you could unattune to it, give it to him, and he could reattune to it if you wanted. But in order to cast a spell and store it in the garden, you have to be attuned to the amulet.
We would have to swap it.
At level 5, I can put a Spirit Guardians inside the Shield
Now you
Guardian.
can just fuck right off with that.
and
No,
then
I'm just kidding.
and then I will also have a Shield Guardians Spirit Guardians going.
I know it says 4th level, but it's actually 2nd level, so...
Oh, yeah.
Well, we'll mess with that next session.
Yeah, so, okay, so the current plan is to rest in here.
Yeah,
yeah, I think that's probably the best thing.
the nicest corner there that it has to offer.
Donar, did you grab the backpack from the Dead Explorers?
Yes, I will scavenge it.
Okay.
Give us them rations.
Shockingly, there are no
If there
rations
are any.
in this one. They, the rations they may have kept on them, but inside this, as you open it up and look inside, you find a silver dagger.
Ooh, a silver dagger.
There's
Is it any better than my current dagger?
It's silvered. It's
Well,
covered in silver. So
silvered weapons. If we ever run into anything like the
There's none of those in the
wereboar that we
jungle.
fought last session.
Yeah. So yeah, last session they fought a creature and their attacks did not do anything to it because it was completely immune to their attacks. But chances are somebody may have heard that silvered weapons do better against that type of creature and they're not as resistant to it. And there might be other creatures that are resistant to your silvered weapon, to your silver dagger. We'll put it this way: it's not worse than your dagger, and it's maybe a little nicer. Looks a little better.
Situationally better, and it's got bling factor.
Yep, exactly.
Okay.
And then there's also a bottle. There's actually 2 bottles in there. One's a little larger than the other, both filled with red liquid that you assume is probably potions of healing of some kind. All right. Did I mention gold? I did not mention gold, did I?
No.
The dagger was first thing.
No, you didn't.
And then there's a small pouch in there that has about 40 gold pieces in it.
Sweet.
So 40 gold pieces. There's the silver dagger, and then you can there's a potion of healing and a potion of greater healing.
Oh man, greater healing.
How much does the potion of greater healing do?
4d4 plus 4, I'm pretty sure.
That's nice.
Alright, so as you guys prepare to take your long rest inside the Terrafolk nest, we'll end the session here and pick up next week.
Alright.
Alright.
Do we get